It's time to tee it up and kick it off. It's time for the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Presented by Hatch Toyota. Sports Zone Radio brings you unmatched coverage of football from around the White Mountains and beyond. No one does it like Sports Zone Radio. And now you can live stream HD video of our broadcast coverage exclusively at sportszone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio mobile app. All part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. Chaz Hatch refuses to lose a deal over $1. Hard-hitting broadcast coverage of White Mountains football is up next. Now let's take you out to the field and join our broadcast team for tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week.
Welcome, everybody, to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Here you just heard the rendition of our national anthem as we are at the Round Valley Dome, where you are in for a treat of two big rival teams in the 3A Mountain region. That's right, this year they changed it up. It is called the Mountain Region. You have the undefeated Show Low Cougars, 2-0 in region. The Round Valley Elks, 1-1 in region play. Big game for both of them moving forward with playoff implications. Round Valley, 5-1 overall. Show Low, 5-1 overall. This is Byron Brown, B Square, your play-by-play guy here for the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. I am joined by Tim Slade as our color analyst. Tim, we got two teams that are rivals here in the White Mountains, and none bigger game right now between these two teams.
Yeah, this is going to be a great battle tonight. These teams have come prepared to fight. A lot of tradition. Show Low's got state championships. Round Valley has state championships. That's the goal for these coaches and for these teams, these players. They set those goals at the beginning of the season. We want to win the region. We want to win a state championship. And the winner tonight is going to look pretty good for the region championship here in the 3A Mountain. Used to be the 3A East.
And Tim, don't be surprised if I call it the 3A East, okay?
That's all right.
Well, this is a big matchup between two teams that are trying to stake their rankings, their playoff rankings on the line here tonight. Show Low again, undefeated, 2-0 in region play. Round Valley, 1-1. But according to the rankings, Tim, it is Round Valley, number 3 right now in the 3A, and Show Low, number 8. So both of them, as of right now, if the playoffs were to start, they would both have a home field advantage game in the first round.
Yeah, first round, home field, that's good. These rankings are just such a hard thing to follow sometimes with the PowerPoints and the max preps and all of these different games. I know that Round Valley lost a heartbreaker to Blue Ridge a couple of weeks ago. I was able to watch that, on the Sports Zone Radio broadcast. And so, just looking forward tonight for a big matchup.
Well, Show Low's going to get the kickoff first. Here we go. And here's the kick. It's a short one up front. It's going to bounce, and it's fielded. He's got wide open. He's got room. He can return it all the way, and he will. Any flags? No flags. Show Low fielded. Strike first. That is Dane Roosball all the way, 76 yards. for the beginning touchdown.
Just to open it up like that, as we're watching this thing, if you can just imagine Moses parting the Red Seas, that kick return team from Show Low just opened up a nice lane. It looks like we've got a little, maybe a sideline warning for Show Low on that. They're pretty excited. That kick return team just opened up a nice alley for Dane to and he's got some wheels. There was nobody catching him.
Yeah, I don't think Round Valley's special teams was quite expecting that kind of bounce because no one was going in that direction, even though the kicker, it was a directional kick. But they only had about 3 guys, and once they got blocked, Roosevelt right here, look at this.
Yeah, I mean, it just opened wide
once he gets that, he's gone.
Yeah. Guys blocking downfield for him, and so, boy.
What an exciting start to this game.
9 seconds into this game, and Show Low's jumped on top. So we'll see how Round Valley responds.
Well, that will be the key here tonight for Round Valley here. They just got walloped with a big overhand right. Look.
Yeah.
Let's see. It staggered them. Let's see how they respond here on the Show Low kickoff. Let's see what Show Low is going to do on their special teams.
And it happened so fast. I'm trying to look on the field where he fielded that. That was about a 70-yard, because you said it wasn't a deep kick.
No, I think he got it about the 24.
About the 24, yeah.
Bounced and he picked it up, and then he was able just to take off. And as you said,
76
it
yards.
was Moses parting the Red Sea right there.
All right, well, this is what we call a gut check time. Sudden change for Round Valley. They had a big play by Show Low. Sudden change. Round Valley's got to try to do something to answer here.
And here's Show Low's kick. They're going to kick it down. He received about the 8-yard line. He's got a little bit rope, and he's got a little opening, but he is going to be gang tackled, finally thrown out of bounds. I believe that's
Brent Walker
right there. Receiving the kick at the 8, getting it out to the 34. So Round Valley will start at their own 34-yard line. Cage Finch is the quarterback for the Round Valley Elks, and their running back, one of the best running backs in the 3A Mountain, Brody Crick, will be in the backfield. Let's see how these guys respond. We'll start off with shotgun formation. Crick to the left side of Finch. Finch calling out the signals. Man in motion, that's the brother Crick. All the way, here's the handoff to Crick. He's got a little cutback. Look out, he's got to go. He's got 10, 11, 12 yards right there on that nice cutback.
Yeah, he did a really good job reading his blocks and seeing the field. Number 21, Jet Walker for the Cougars in on the tackle there, but not before a big gain.
Well, if you're Round Valley, you like to see that as your first play, big play, get the first down. That's a 12-yard gain from the 34 to the 46 for Round Valley. Finch, again, in shotgun formation. Looks like Crick is to the right of him. Calling out the signal. Here's the handoff again. Big room, but he is met right up front. Ball loose. Show Low ball. Are they calling him down? They're going to call him down. They're going to call him down. I'll have to see the replay, Tim.
We'll look at that one and see. That was a big stick. The linebacker trying to get a number on there. I think it was 44. Yeah, Talon. Is it Talon?
Eli Pena. I think that's live. Unfortunately, they don't have review.
Yeah.
Right here. See, his knee's not down. Ball comes out. But nice play by Pena right there, meeting Crick right at the line of scrimmage and holding him to a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9 for Round Valley. Man in motion. Fake handoff to Crick at the middle, and he is just gang tackled. Horse column for no gain.
Yeah, he just came through there. I think that may have been the safety coming up through there.
I think that was 36.
36, yeah. Let me see if I can get I got Carter Alexander on that. Boy, he shot that gap, and then he tackled him high, but it was still a good tackle. Big, vicious tackle.
And let me get back to the 44. You were right. It was Talon Sloan.
Yeah, Talon is number 44.
And 36 is Carter Alexander. Came in.
That was a big hit.
That's like steer wrestling right there. Came in just off the horse and just dragged him down. 3rd and 9. Here's the fake handoff. Back to pass. Short pass up front. Got a man open. down the sideline, and finally pushed out at the Show Low 38-yard line.
Yeah, that was the back. I think that was the back out of the backfield.
It's a gain of 16 for the Round Valley offense. That was number 42, Jeffrey Cochran, that came out into the flat wide open there and was able to get the first down for a gain of 16. Takes it down to the Show Low 37.
Jet Walker in on the tackle for the Cougars again, but not before a first down.
There's the snap, quick pass, lobbed, and here's a hit, but that is held onto by the younger brother, Crick of Round Valley. Jackson Crick makes the catch. The shot is stopped for a short gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
That's a really good concentration, looking over his shoulder, knowing he's going to get hit, which he did. I think he got hit by 2 Cougars. Corbin Wood and Xander Perez came in and kind of laid the wood. Nope, Cameron Hernandez, number 4. Yeah, then 6, and then a whole bunch of Cougars came in.
And that was J.J. Cochran, my bad. J.J. Logan on that catch. Nice job by J.J. for the gain. Round Valley, handoff. Blown up front, but he's getting to the outside as Crick, and he's going to get a little something out of nothing.
Yeah, the defensive end did a job. They run that, we call it like a power G, where the guard will come and try to kick out the end, but he did a really good job, held his ground, forced Crick to go to the outside, and then the flow of the defenders was able to come. Picked up a couple of yards, you're right, got something out of nothing.
Yeah, that was headed for a no gain, but he was able to get 2 yards on that, get it Round Valley into a 3rd and short, looks like 3rd and 4. So that's Crick, Brody Crick to the right of Finch. Finch is going to roll out. He's got blockers looking for cutting it back, but the ball is loose right to the Round Valley player, but it's stripped away by Jet Walker. If he can get by, he's got the wheels. He's looking for an opening. He's going backfield, but there's going to be a flag on the play.
They're going to get, they're going to get
a couple flags,
probably some blocks in the back.
This will be Show Low football. What a play by the defense of the Cougars. Ball was loose, picked up by Round Valley. That was number 24.
24 picked it up, which was a fortunate bounce for the Elks. But then he went down and coughed it up, and Walker picked it up.
So it will be Show Low ball, I believe.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
After the fact,
it was totally after the. But yeah, 2 times. So we'll see what the referees as they sort this all out. But I would imagine on the recovery. Yeah. So. Yep. But they got possession of it on the fumble. And it got called for a holding, but it is Show Low Cougar ball.
Round Valley was driving. I'm trying to see who was there. That was Jet Walker that just grabbed it and took it from Earhart of the Round Valley Elks, and then he just went around. And then, unfortunately, when you have a guy like Jet Walker who's got speed, and he's just going to go back and forth, blockers just don't know which way to go, and so you got a hold right there. But turnover, Round Valley. Show Low on their first offensive possession here tonight. And at quarterback is Cash Brewer. And he's going to give to Jet Walker, who is mad at the line of scrimmage. Evades the tacklers and is able to get 2-3 yards when he should have been down for a loss.
Yeah, Jackson Crick had him in the backfield, just couldn't quite finish the tackle. He wiggled out of that, picked up, about 3 or so yards, but could have been a loss of 1.
Yeah, 2nd and 7.
So the Round Valley defense has really got to stiffen up here.
Here's the give up the middle to Dax. Lamson getting another 2 yards, putting it in 3rd and 5.
Lane Hill in on the tackle. He looks like he's that middle linebacker right there. Just did a really good job moving downhill, filled his gap, and was able to make the tackle for a short gain.
So we got Perkins in the backfield with Lamson. He's going to give it. Nope, he's going to keep it himself. It's Perkins. He's got it going forward. He's got the first down. He got the gain of 5.
Brought down by Peyton Tucker and Jeffrey.
He may have seen what happened when you carry that ball loosely I know you guys can't see it, but I will tell you right after that first little contact, he put both hands on that ball to protect it as he went into traffic and then picked up the first down. Smart running by the quarterback.
Perkins, that quarterback, getting the snap. Rolling to his right, he's going to throw, and it's just deflected. Great play right there by Round Valley. Number 4,
Trenton Trickey, yeah. He's a hoss out there on the defensive side of the ball for Round Valley. Of course, the Trickey name here is pretty popular in Round Valley lore. So Trenton did a good job, got a little piece of it, and an incomplete pass.
2nd and 10 for Show Low. Empty backfield for the Cougars. Perkins calling out cadence. Round Valley maybe showing blitz. Here they come. Perkins, he's going to roll to his left, looking right. Now he's going to go right, and he trips and falls. That's a sack.
That number 7. Yeah, Jackson Crick in there kind of corralled the quarterback. They picked up the blitz. They did a really good job. The linebacker came in, but hats off to him for not giving up on the play when he got blocked, because made the quarterback scramble a little bit, and then he was there to get the sack.
This is what you got to love about White Mountain football. Jackson Crick, a freshman, not very big, but he's on the defensive line and right there getting the pressure on the quarterback. So it's 3rd and 20 for the Cougars. That was a loss of 10. Perkins back to pass. He's looking, finally unloads, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's a tough pass to make. You hear that a lot from the college and the NFL guys as you're rolling. Don't throw across your body. That's a tough pass to make. Had a guy open, but that's a hard one to make, and just came up a little bit short. Well, that's a stop that Round Valley needed. That's big.
Yep, Round Valley was able to push them backwards, get that sack, the 10-yard loss sack, and push them back. So now Round Valley should get good field position after this punt.
Yeah, Brody Crick is deep for Round Valley, and we know what he can do. He's got good wheels.
I think that's Jet Walker. Puts a little flutter out there. It's going to bounce at the 49 and take a right-hand turn right at the midfield marker. It is Show Low 7, Round Valley 0. We have 5:41 left in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It's Deal or Better Deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Show Low. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play Deal or Better Deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say Deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
And welcome back to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. On that first play, there was a deep pass, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Round Valley. Finch, hands off to Crick. He's met right at the line of scrimmage and does all he can to get 2 yards.
Yeah, that's just really tough running. Tough running by Crick. Another opportunity for the Cougars to get a tackle for loss. He managed to wiggle out of that. Ben Friend, I think is how you pronounce his name, number 11 for the Cougars. Linebacker in on the tackle for the Cougars, but he still managed to pick up about 3 yards.
Well, Tim, Show Low Cougars defensive line doing a very good job of pushing the Round Valley line backwards and meeting the running back, causing the running game to have to really work at getting positive yardage. Here's a rollout pass over the head of the intended receiver. That was Finch rolling to his right, trying to find Trickey, the wide receiver, but overthrew him. Now we have 4th down and 8. And these days, Tim, I know it's been a while since you were coaching, but these days nobody punts anymore.
They're not punting. It looks like the offense is still out there. You're at midfield. I mean, defense got a really big stop, but 4th and 8. That's a long get.
It's a long get, but here's the other thing, and I know we don't have the clock, but that play call took a long time. Kind of curious where the delay game would be. Looks like he's counting.
He's counting there, yeah, so they're having to burn a timeout.
Yep.
Well, and maybe this is an opportunity for them to, I don't want to say second guess or whatever, but maybe they can talk about or say, okay, hey, we got to get 8 yards. Let's find a good play, offensive coordinator.
Well, a lot of schools now have a game clock, so you can see what it is. Round Valley still doesn't have one at this moment, or if there is one, it's just out of our view. But they decided, they said, hey, look, we're gonna have to take a timeout and talk about this, see what we want. Coach Baca, I tell you, Tim, for all those that just kind of tuning in, it basically started right from the kickoff. Round Valley kicks off. They pooch it. Show Low receives it. That's Ruzma at the 24-yard line. Gets 2 blocks. The sea parted.
And he is gone.
And he is gone and sees nothing but the black end zone in front of him. And that is why it is Show Low 7, Round Valley 0 here in the first quarter. 4:48 left in the first quarter. Here's the snap. 4th and 8. They got to get first down. Looks like he's going to run for it. He's being trailed, and he is going to dive and get it.
I think he got that. What a great effort by the quarterback. My goodness.
Yes, it was a great effort.
2 guys that were zeroing in on him, and he managed to just get the edge. Oh, did they call him short?
I'm kind of curious to see where they got the ball.
Oh, boy.
We'll have to see that replay and see exactly where the ball was when he went out of bounds.
Boy, it looked like from here that he got it. But
First down!
Right here, we'll get a good view right here on this replay. For those that are watching on YouTube, let's see where his knee goes down. The ball's right there. He got him.
Yeah.
That's a yard.
He got it by a yard.
He got it. That should be at the 39-yard line.
That's not a good spot right there. he got it to the 39 easy.
But
well, they gave it to him.
He's got the first down.
Yep, that's a big play. That's a quarterback making a play.
First down from the Show Low 40. Here's the snap. Fake give. Little short pass. Right there. He's going to get caught. That's J.J. Logan for another first down. That's a gain of 11.
Yep. Nice little concept there. Pitch and catch. Jet Walker in on the tackle. We also had Xander Perez for the Cougars also in that secondary making a tackle. Nice pickup, though. First down. First down on first down.
Right. First down for first down. Round Valley has, in their first series, was moving the ball before a turnover. Once again, here they are inside Show Low territory at the 29-yard line. Here's the handoff. Fake handoff. Pitch around the corner. He's got some open room, and he is down at the 20-yard line, so a gain of 9.
Yeah, that's a nice read right there. Pulled it. I don't know if they've got a little bit of a read on that. If he sees the defensive end crashing and he pulled it, kept it, went around the left side, and really had a nice run. Carter Alexander was in on that tackle one-on-one, kind of probably a touchdown saver.
Yeah, nice job by Finch.
He made one guy miss, and
Yes,
then Alexander came in and was a sure tackler.
So we got 2nd and 1 from the 20. It's the Round Valley red zone. Man in motion. Ball snap. Fake give. Another short pass to the flats. Right there, that's Logan once again. First down. That's another gain of, let's see where they mark it. At the 10-yard line, gain of 10.
Yep, that's a good job. Nice little scheme they got going on there. Dane Ruzma, number 7, in on the tackle. So J.J. Logan, here's just a little insight. I used to coach here at Round Valley. I coached J.J.'s dad. His name is Jerry. Great receiver, just like his son.
Are you saying the son has better hands?
Well, I don't know if I want to say that or not, but it runs in the family because they've got an old Jerry has an older brother named Herman that also is a receiver for Round Valley. So the Logans have good hands.
I think it's 1st and goal. I believe where the ball's just at the 10-yard line.
I think it's right at the 10.
Yeah, I think it's first and goal. And we're going to get
delay a game.
And this is where not having a play clock really hurts because you don't see it. It's the referees, they're keeping track. So you've got to figure out yourself.
You've got to find him. He's gonna try to count it off, count down from 5. But that's a lot to ask of the quarterback to view the field and then also keep an eye out on the referee.
So first and goal from the 15. Here's a fake handoff. Finch keeps it. He's going to go up front and get gang tackled.
Yeah, no gain on that one. Whole bunch of Cougars on there. Number 36 was in on that tackle. That's Carter Alexander. Number 11 was also in on that for the Cougars. Ben Friend. Ben Friend.
Again, second and goal from the 15. Show Low 7, Round Valley 0 here in the first quarter. We got a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Round Valley driving. Finch puts a man in motion, calls it out, gets the snap, fakes the pitch. He's looking inside, and he just gets hammered for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, the Show Low defensive line is tightening up right here in the red zone, not giving him anywhere to run. And he couldn't pitch. I mean, they had the pitch covered, and so.
Well, that was a nice job by Sloan again, right? Number 44, because he went outside looking for the pitch, and then once he saw that it wasn't going to be pitched, he crashed on the quarterback.
Yeah, planted and came back in and helped him the tackle.
Again, Round Valley has got to score. So I think this is 4-down territory, so it's 3rd down. Here's a roll to the right by Finch. He's looking. He's good.
He's got it.
Up and touchdown, Round Valley. I believe that's number 7, Jackson Crick, for the reception for the 14-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, that was a nice little concept right there. Had him open in the end zone. Rolling out. They like to roll out a little bit, buy the quarterback a little bit of time, and then spotted the open receiver.
Well, that was that was on that play. Jet Walker, his eyes got stuck on the quarterback. He wasn't sure if he was going to run, so he kind of came up, lost track of his man, which was Jackson Crick, and Crick got behind him.
Yeah, a little double move. We call that a double move. Can't bite on that first move.
And Finch did a nice job of just throwing it over his head.
Just put it
right
in
in the
there.
breadbasket.
Yeah, nice placement. That's a good ball by the quarterback. And that was a great answer. They needed to score.
So I'm not sure exactly what we had the whistle for, but we'll get right back here for the extra point attempt. So that was a 14-yard touchdown pass from Finch to Crick. The extra point is good. We have a tie ball game with 39 seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll keep it here because we only got 39 seconds left before the end of the quarter. But like you said, Tim, that was a great response by Round Valley after driving, having the turnover, and then coming back and getting the game-tying touchdown.
What a great matchup so far. My goodness, we've seen some good football just in this first quarter alone. A lot of good touch by quarterbacks, some hard running, great defense. 7-7 ball game.
Yeah, you can't ask for any much more, especially between these two teams. Again, Round Valley ranked number 3 in the power rankings, Show Low number 8. We got 2 top 8 teams. So what does that mean for each team? Well, with a win, Show Low's going to move up. Round Valley's going to move down. How much? We don't know. But if Round Valley is able to beat Show Low, they just help themselves even more so to get a top 4 ranking. And what happens when you get a top 4 ranking? You get home games.
You get a home game, yeah.
Throughout the playoffs
all the way
up
to
until
the
semifinals.
Yep, up until the semifinals.
So that's what Round Valley's playing for, also being the 3A Mountain champs. So here's the kickoff. They're gonna
another poocher again.
It's
going
to
to
land,
hit the ground.
but it's going to go out of bounds
this time.
So that'll be a flag.
Hey, we got a correction from Derek. Derek Simmons is down there. That was J.J. Logan on that touchdown reception, number 9.
Oh, number 9.
It
Okay,
was number 9.
like
it was
number
Logan.
7. My bad.
Yep, number 9, Logan. We were talking about his dad and his uncle, and so The Logans are doing it. So I don't know if maybe they don't have a deep kicker or trying to catch somebody off with that little pooch kick. Obviously the first time around came up and bit him in the butt, but this one went out of bounds. Not what you really want because you get the ball at the 35-yard line.
Well, considering what happened the first time, this is great field position, okay, for Round Valley. This is what they wanted. So 7-7. Show Low out from their own 35. Perkins in the backfield. Gets the snap, gives it to Jet Walker up front. He's got room to go. Spins around, spins out of a tackle, gets about 7 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 3. See if Show Low gets one more play off before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, Brody Calipolo, number 55, was in on that tackle for the Elks. Also number 42, I can get a name on that. That's Jeffrey Cochran. But, Jet Walker had a nice little inside counter, picked up about, what did he get, 5 or 6?
6 right here. Here's Jet Walker again, up the middle, stuffed. Met at the line of scrimmage. That will be the last play of the first quarter. And what a first quarter it was. That's Lamson. I'm sorry, that was Lamson, number 3 for the Cougars. Getting that play, but that's the end of the first quarter. Show Low 7, Round Valley 7. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
It started with a dream, simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
And welcome back to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Here's Perkins with a quarterback keeper, and that's going to be short of the first down by a gain of 3. Now it will be 4th and 1. Tim, what do we call him?
Well, you've got a whole host of people there. You've got a quarterback that runs really well. They can bring in kind of the load. We used to call it the load offense. A couple extra linemen. Here comes Jet Walker coming in. Quarterback could keep it, but I think you've got Runza or Walker or quarterback.
Well, I believe we got Jet Walker.
Looks like he's in the Wildcat, and defense has called a timeout.
We'll just call it the Cougar Cat.
The Cougar, yeah.
But Round Valley sees that, and they're not prepared, so they call a timeout. So we have a timeout by the Round Valley defense. And we've seen this formation before. Jet Walker, being a senior, has gotten time on varsity and has shown what he can do since he's a freshman. And we've seen this before, the Jet Cat formation. And they really will use this quite a bit in short yardage situations. So, go ahead.
I got some stats here. Sonia is taking care of that for us. For Show Low in the first quarter, time of possession, 3:21. They had a first down. Ran 8 plays. Let's see if we can get, they were one penalty, 10 yards. Trying to look and see who we had here. Cash Perkins is.
No worries, we'll get back to that.
We'll get it, okay.
Because we're going in 4th and 1 for the Show Low Cougars. Jet Walker back. He's going to get the snap. He's going to get the first down and more. He's pushing off the defender. Stiff arm. He's loose. He's got the sideline. It's 40, 30-yard line before he's finally taken down.
Yeah,
Jet Walker.
He was determined to get that first down. And then once he broke a couple of tackles and he had some wide open field, number 11, Kason Finch for the Elks finally brought him down. But he was very determined.
Tim, I don't know if you watched the game last night. between the Giants and the Eagles, but that was a Cam Scattaboo run right there by Jet Walker.
Yep, yards after the contact.
That's it. So here's Perkins. He's going to keep it. He's going to take it, and he's going to get stood up and tackled for a loss.
Yeah, a couple of guys, Trent and Tricky, in on that one. Number 50 also in on that tackle. That's Joa Brown. Nothing doing on that quarterback keeper.
That's a loss of 3. So that was Perkins with a keeper loss of 3. 2nd and 13 for the Cougars at the Round Valley 32. That's Lamson in the background. Perkins is going to go back to throw. He's going to throw across the middle. Incomplete, just a little high, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
That would have been a great catch. It's one of those where, he's just outstretched, straight up, just was a little bit out of his reach. Who was that intended for?
That was Hernandez.
Yeah, number 4 for the Cougars.
Jackie, how you doing? Jackie's always ready.
This is 3rd down, and once again, Tim, we know this is 4-down territory, so you don't have to get it all at once. You just want to get yourself in a 4th and manageable situation if you're the Show Low Cougars. So once again, we're going to get, too many guys broke the huddle for Show Low, so that's going to put you back another 5. So turn a 3rd and 13 into a 3rd and 18 now.
Yeah, that's tough to manage. That's on the Show Low sideline over there. They've got to do a better job getting their personnel in. But yeah, I think this is 4-down territory.
Perkins with Lamson behind him. Round Valley showing blitz. They're going to roll Perkins to his left. He's going to throw a dart, but way out of bounds. That's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that's a nice concept. We call it the comeback. That's tough to defend. That receiver's just going to run that DB off. As soon as he turns his hips to go, he's going to plant and come back to the sidelines. But he's rolling out. Quarterback was rolling out to his left. Right-handed quarterback. You really have to open up your hips to make that throw. That's a tough throw to make.
And if I see my eyes correctly, I think they're going to punt this ball. I'm surprised, but I know it's 4th and 19.
4th and 18 or 19. Yeah, that's tough. Let's see where we're at.
Unless they're just going to have Joe. Yeah, no, Joe Walker's going to get into punt position. Now they're in punt formation. That doesn't mean they're going to go for it. And we got a delay game. So now they really will punt.
They're going to punt now, yeah. Going to have a 4th and 23.
4th and 23.
Well, the Cougars are going the wrong way on this drive.
They are, but everyone stay tuned at halftime. There will be an induction of Marcus Bell into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame presented by Perkins Cinders. You don't want to miss that. That's at halftime here at Round Valley. Jet Walker kind of rolls to his right. He's going to punt, angle it toward the sideline, and it goes into the end zone. Show Low had an opportunity to kill it at the 2-yard line.
They did.
But they are unable to. It will be a touchback. Round Valley will get the ball at the 20 again at halftime.
That'll move the ball to the 20-yard line.
They will be inducting Marcus Bell into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame, presented by Perkins Cinders.
Marcus Bell was an outstanding player at St. John's High School. Went on to play at the U of A and then had a nice career in the NFL, and then came back home. Ended up coaching here at Round Valley, won a state championship, and so very deserving of a Hall of Fame induction.
I got everything you said, but where he went to college, I forgot. I don't remember that school. Here's the pass.
You don't like to say it out.
Oh, and it's picked up, and it's going to go right back for a touchdown for the Show Low Cougars. Finch threw it a little high over to his receiver, right into the waiting arms of the Show Low defender.
Cameron Hernandez just being in the right place at the right time. The ball was a little bit high, and then he was just right there, went right to him. Right to him. Returned that thing, a pick 6, about 30 yards. Boy, that's not what you needed after getting that stop for your defense, to have the offense come out and get a turnover like that.
The extra point try is up, and it's good, and it's Show Low 14, Round Valley 7. We're going to take a quick break. This is the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
5365972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
This is Byron Brown B Square along with Tim Slade at the Round Valley Dome in a matchup between 2 top teams in the 3A Mountain region. Show Low just scored off a defensive touchdown. They had the interception returned back. I believe that was about 22 yards for the touchdown. And Show Low takes a 14-7 lead here in the second quarter with 9:29 left in the second quarter. Kick out of bounds. They'll bring the ball to the 35-yard line for Round Valley. That's where they'll start off at. Tim, what do you do here if you're Round Valley after that interception?
Well, you've got a lot of time. You don't need to panic right now. You've shown that you can score. You know, those Round Valley coaches may be saying, hey, Show Low's yet to really drive the length of the field. They've got 2 scores on 2 big plays, and so we can take control if we can march down, nice drive, and get 7.
Here's the snap, handoff to Crick. He looks for up the middle. Nothing really there, but he's able to get out to the 2. He's able to get a gain of 2 yards.
Yeah, Carter Alexander, number 36, in on that tackle, as well as number 5. That's Corbin Wood was in on that as well. A couple of yards there.
As you said, Tim, really, the offense for the Show Low Cougars have not scored. It has been a special teams and a defensive touchdown for the 14 points for Show Low.
Right.
Here's Round Valley. Here's the pitch outside. That's Crick. He's looking to get a block, and they ain't able to get one. And he's taken out after basically we'll get a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, 2 yards down to the 39-yard line. Little option right there. It's manageable. 3rd and 6. It's something that they can manage.
I believe 7 is Ruzma. He did a nice job right there.
Yeah, Dane
taking
Ruzma.
on the blocker, shedding the block, and able to make that stop. If he's blocked, that gives Crick a little bit more room.
Yeah, he can plant
to go
to go down the sidelines on that.
So 3rd and 6. Round Valley. Here's Finch rolling to his right, stopping. He's going to cut back. He's got room if he wants to run, but he's going to try to throw it, and he overthrows his receiver.
Yeah, I thought he could have ran that. I thought he had enough room to really make it close. Yeah, that's a tough call. That's a tough call to make. Thought he had his receiver open, but I think as you look at this replay, he's coming. I think he's going to be able to pick up those yards, but he decided to throw and fell incomplete.
So 4th down, looks like Round Valley's going to punt. Tim, is that a product of, in practice, sometimes maybe the coaching staff telling him, I want you to throw the ball first, don't run, because maybe the quarterback has a tendency to run first, then throw?
Yeah, it just depends on the strength of the quarterback. You know, I think they came a little bit early
offside.
on that. I don't know.
We're looking at a fake punt. And is he going to make it? Oh, he reaches out, but he's not. He is short. But I'm with you. I thought there was offside. I don't see a flag.
I thought the Cougars jumped that snap.
And we're going to hear it from the Round Valley crowd.
Yeah, that just looked really strange.
See the replay up.
Well, yeah.
Didn't quite get it.
I don't know if it was a designed fake, but boy, those guys were coming after him. Man, that was a tough run.
It kind of looks like maybe they thought it was like a free play.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's offside. I'm going to go.
Free play. We'll get the first down.
Exactly. But unfortunately for Round Valley, they don't get the call. They turn the ball over inside their own territory. So Show Low will start at the 44 of Round Valley. Perkins puts a guy in motion, gets the ball, hands off to Lamson. He tried to bust it to the outside, but he is stopped there for a loss of 1.
Yeah, Lane Hill on that. Trenton Trickey in there for the defense for the Elks. Yeah. Is that a tackle for loss? Looks like it. Looks like he lost a yard on that.
TFL right there.
Yep.
So 2nd and 11 for Show Low.
Again, yeah, this defense has got to make a stand.
Here's the jet sweep. That's Ruzma. He's got nowhere to go. Nothing but black shirts. And that's another loss.
Brenton Walker came up from his corner position to make that one. He sniffed that out. Got off the block of the receiver and was to do another tackle for loss.
Well, that's a loss of 2 where they spotted that ball.
Yeah.
So now you're going backwards after you're the Show Low Cougars, after you've turned the ball over on downs. You caused Round Valley to turn the ball over on downs, but here 2 plays results in a loss of 3 yards. So 3rd and 13 for the Cougars. Perkins in the back with Lamson. Looks like a blitz. They're going to try to do
pressure. Got a screen.
And what a play by Round Valley defense to make that open field tackle on Ruzma.
Boy, that's a great job by Brenton Walker. He's a senior defensive back, saw the screen, and he closed, and that's a tough open field tackle, especially on someone like Ruzma. He's a good athlete, and boy, you can just see Walker come in very sure, low, helmet down, head up, made a great open field tackle.
That was a pass play of 3 yards, so it puts that 4th and 11. Looks like Show Low's going to get in punt formation. Jet Walker back to punt. Gets the snap. He's going to roll, kind of do a little short kick and see if he's going to get a little roll. Is it going to die out? Yes, it does.
Goodness.
Dies at the half-yard line for the Show Low Cougars. What a punt by Jet Walker.
The coffin corner at the half-yard line. Oh, that's a tough call. You know, we used to preach, put your heels on the 10-yard line and then don't try to field it. Don't back up to field it. But, boy, you get something like that and you're thinking, oh, I wish he could have got his hands on that thing.
But I'm going to give Jet Walker credit on that punt because he learned from the last punt. He tried to do the same thing, but he kept it a little bit more to the hash mark and it went into the end zone. This time he said, I am going to kick it more toward the sideline and get that bounce. And you just saw the great camera work right there. I think that's Derek Simmons of where that ball is at. So here's the handoff deep from the backfield, but he got open room and he's out. I believe I am getting 7 and 9 all mixed up, but it is number 7.
That's number 7. Yeah, that's number 7.
Gets the Elks out of there.
So that's a big play to get them out of deep territory. Talon Sloan was in on that tackle for the Cougars.
That's a gain of 12 right there.
And Luke Smith also in on the tackle for the Cougars.
It's 12 and a half yard, to be honest with you. But, yep, got Round Valley some breathing room. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. Trying to get to the outside, and he will not be able to. Brought down. We'll see if they give him a yard. I believe they are going to give him just 1 yard.
Maybe. Yeah, Talon Sloan did a really good job taking on that offensive lineman, held his ground at that defensive end outside linebacker spot. He's a big kid, 6'3", 205 pounds. He's a junior. Was in on that tackle, did a really good job.
Who he reminds me of right now, that Sloan, is for the Cougars. He's like Dick Buckus. He's just taking it, and he's just taking on everybody, just making
send those
tackles
linemen,
no matter what.
I'll come take them.
2nd and 9. Here's the snap. Finch back to pass. Looking. He's going to roll. He's got pressure. He's going to roll. He's looking. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a receiver behind the secondary, and that is caught by J.J. Logan all the way down to the 40-yard line. That's a pass play of 28 yards.
Yeah, and so J.J. did a really good job on that. He was covered, saw his quarterback scrambling, and then he just kind of busted a little bit deep, got behind the DB. Nice read, nice pass. That's some good, they got good chemistry, I can tell you, Finch and Logan do.
Well, and that's, Tim, because you've coached, and it's kind of like the fire drill. Once you see your quarterback scrambling, you go upfield.
Get yourself open. Get yourself open. Work upfield. Sometimes you have to come back if that guy's playing behind you. He was right in front of him, and so he went behind him, went deep.
Great job by J.J. Logan. Here's the fake pitch, and that's Finch trying to get up front, but he's only going to get a short gain of 2 yards.
Yeah. The Cougars did a good job reading that one. Number 85, looks like that's Chris York-Smith in on the tackle for the Cougars. Picked up 2, it looks like.
Yep, 2nd and 8 for Round Valley. And like we mentioned, Tim, Round Valley has done some things offensively. It's been turnovers that have kept them from getting more scores. But the offense for Show Low hasn't scored here yet in this first half. So here's a bobble snap, and you just got ball on it. Again, another mistake by Round Valley offensively.
Yeah, just putting them well behind the sticks. It's tough. It's tough to mount a drive when you're doing that. At least he fell on it. You don't want to. Sometimes you try to pick that up and run with it, and then you may fumble it again or kick it or let the defense have a shot at it. So
that's a loss of 8 yards.
Heads up to just fall on it.
So that's a loss of 8 yards to Finch since he fell on it. So 3rd and 16 for Round Valley. Finch gets guy in motion. Fake the handoff. He's going to roll. Come back with a pass. Got some blockers out front is Round Valley, and he's going to get up to about the 45-yard line. Put it within a manageable situation. 4th and 5 for Round Valley. So that's a 16-yard gain for Round Valley. Or I'm sorry, 11-yard gain for Round Valley.
Yeah, Corbin Wood came in there and made the tackle for the Cougars. Ben Frund, also I got a pronunciation guide on that, number 11.
Here's the snap. Finch is going to keep it. He's going to do a draw right up the middle. He's got the first down and more. He gets inside Show Low territory. He's down to the 43-yard line of the Cougars, and that is a gain of 12.
Yeah, that was a design quarterback draw. And again, you can see the quarterback kind of learning from his last mistake. When he gets into traffic, he put both hands on that ball to cover it up. So this is what they need. This is their offense driving now, overcoming some big obstacles, getting behind the sticks.
2.5 minutes here left in the second quarter. 14-7 Show Low leading Round Valley.
This quarter has just blown by so fast.
With a short pass right across the middle for about 6-7 yards. That'll be a 7-yard pass. That's to Jeffrey Cochran with a quick pass. And folks, at halftime, remember that there will be an induction of Marcus Bell into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame presented by Perkins Cinders.
And then I think in the third quarter, we're going to have Marcus come up, and I think we're going to talk to him a little bit. Just kind of let him share some thoughts that he has about the induction, a little bit about his career and kind of his path to the NFL, his path back to coaching. So excited to be able to talk to Marcus when he comes up here to join us in the third quarter.
Here's a run inside for no gain. Kind of surprising, Tim, that they ran it. It's 3rd down now, 3rd and 5. I believe Round Valley has 2 timeouts because they had to use one.
No, they've used 2. They've only got one.
So they only got one, so
one left.
Kind of questionable to use the run.
Yeah, letting that clock run a little bit.
And now you got to use your last timeout.
So that's it. So this is timeout number 3. So they've got to put something together. Like a 2-minute drill, but really you've only got 1:15 to go.
We're going to go to a short break. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your best of the White Mountains 2025 Best Propane Company, Owens Energy. In fact, it's their 5th consecutive win in a row. Owens has been proudly serving our community for more than 25 years, supporting local organizations, providing dependable service, and now an official partner of the Sports Zone's Friday Night Football Show. It's all about propane at Owens Energy, a local family-owned business with friendly, reliable service right here in Arizona's White Mountains. Owens Energy, your White Mountains propane provider.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Here's the snap to Finch. Looking back at the pass. He's going to run forward. He's got some room. But again, no timeout, so they're going to have to hurry up. Does he get the first down? If he does, the clock stops. They are calling it the first down.
Ball spotted on the 33.
So that was a gain of 5.
So it was stopped just quickly, but now they're winding it now. We're coming just under a minute to go. He's looking over to get a play.
Yeah, they're taking their time, aren't they?
Yeah, they got to get going. Let's go.
Here's the snap, pitch, back to pass, looking across the middle. He's got a receiver. He's got to get out of bounds. I thought that's where he's going, but he stopped and decided to get tackled inbounds. Short of the first down. That's a 9-yard toss. 36 seconds left for Round Valley. They got to hurry up and go.
Yeah, Carter Alexander was in on the tackle for the Cougars, but yeah, that took a long time.
Here's the snap. Finch looking, telling him get deep. Here's a pass to the sideline. Will he get out of bounds? He will. At the 10-yard line. So that's
Jerry
a
Logan
gain.
in on that one.
That's a gain of 15.
First down.
And he got out of bounds. Again, I'm telling you, I could see the chemistry between these two players. He looked at him. You could see him directing him down the field. A little corner route right there. Very well-placed football. And then Logan, with the first down, gets out of bounds, stops the clock. 1st and 10. What are we at, the 11-yard line?
Yep. Now they sent in, I'm sure they sent in the play call with Britton Walker. You think they gave him 2 plays?
I hope so. Well, now what's
you got 20 seconds.
So, yeah, so you got 20 seconds. You've got to.
I mean, you got to
go to the end zone.
You got to go.
Yeah, you got to go to the end zone.
Man in motion for Round Valley. Finch up. We're gonna have a flag or a timeout. Timeout.
So
Show Low
called timeout.
So timeout for Show Low. So Tim, we're gonna stay here. 20 seconds left. They're gonna have to give the time back.
Yeah, they need to put that back on there. I think obviously they called the timeout before the play.
But one of the things that I'm a little surprised is how methodical Round Valley staff has been relaying the plays in when they don't have timeout. I mean, right now they're fortunate they got 20 seconds left from the 10-yard line, but pretty much they're going. You better be calling 2 plays right now in case something doesn't work.
Right. Well, and it's interesting because I was always, as a coach, I was never really a tempo guy. You see a lot of guys, running the no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, running that tempo. And so if you're not used to that, it's tough to prepare, even in practice. On Thursdays, you're going to do some kind of a 2-minute drill, to get that going. But I find that the teams that just do it all game long, obviously, are in motion.
Well, in here you can't get tackled.
And now you can't. Yeah,
you got to go out of bounds or a touchdown.
Yeah, you've got to get it. You've got to get it into the end zone.
Empty backfield, man in motion for the Round Valley. Finch has. He's going to roll to his left. He's looking back. Time a ticking. He's going to throw it. And he's going to throw it out of the end zone, but there is a flag. This is defensive holding. Is that at the 1 because it's in the end zone?
No, I think it's half the distance. I don't think they do that in college and the NFL do, but I think high school they just take the penalty. It'll be half the distance.
See, I think, Tim, tell me if you agree or not. I believe whatever you do at the next level, college and pro, you should do at all levels.
Yeah.
Let the kids, because, hey, if they're going to the next level.
If they're going to play, they might as well get used to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Half the distance.
Yep, half the distance. So at the 5.
So
but again, 14 seconds, 5-yard line. Again, you cannot get tackled in play. If you get tackled or sacked, I don't know if you're going to have enough time to get another playoff.
Because to have a high school team that conditioned to be able to get to the line of scrimmage and spike it, they just don't have the time to rep that in high school. And so you've got to know that you got to go to the end zone.
So we're going to have another timeout by Show Low Cougars. But again, this is what happens when you had to use your timeouts early in this game. And I think one of them was because they were going to get delay of game. Offensively, they called the timeout, and then they had to use their timeout with about, like a minute and a half left here. It would be nice. This is when you would love to have about 1 or 2 timeouts in your pocket.
Right.
Because then your play calling is
everything is open.
Everything is open.
Everything
you
is
can run
open
or
you.
pass.
Yep.
But right now, if I'm the Show Low staff, I'm telling them, hey, we've got good rush up front, but we're expecting a pass.
Right.
Don't and with our 4 down linemen, we can stop the run.
And there's not a lot of room.
Right.
You can't. It's such a tight space in there. You've got 15 yards to kind of mess around with as an offense, and so. Yeah, to have a timeout, to where you can run the ball as well as Round Valley does, but that is definitely not available to them right now.
And as good as an athlete that Finch is at quarterback, The problem is that sometimes when he runs around, you're taking too much time off the clock and you just need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So here we go.
First
and goal from the 5. Man in motion. Here's the Finch got the snap. He's running around, looking. He's got it. He's going to throw it to the end zone, and it's going to be out of the end zone. He's got 5 seconds left. 5 seconds. Again, that's what we're talking about. When you're running around, you're taking too much time, and he's got enough for one play.
And he was having to retreat. He was rolling out one way, has to stop, come back the other way, and he's taking a lot of time, and he's deep. He's way back. Had a guy there, but that's a tough throw to make.
Not a lot.
And I don't know if they have
even college quarterbacks can make that throw and thread the needle. Great job by the Show Low defense.
Right.
Okay, by putting pressure and making them run around. So we got one more timeout. Show Low's going to use their 3rd timeout. So here's the situation, folks. And Tim, I'm going to ask you. You basically have time for one play. Do you take the points? Do you go for 3? You know it's a back and forth game. At least 3 points says, hey, we've held Show Low's offense to 0 points.
Right.
We've basically given Show Low on special teams a defensive touchdown. If I kick the field goal, I feel pretty confident that I can make up and maybe win the 17-14. Or do you go for the tying touchdown?
I think a lot of it depends on what they feel like they have in their kicking game. They've made some extra points. He's just at the 5 instead of the 3 for the extra point after a touchdown. I would kick it. If I felt like I've got a pretty good kicker, I would kick it, take the 3, go in. You're down 4, 14-10. You're going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter because we know the Show Low house the opening kick, and so
they're going to go for it.
A little bit of momentum. It looks like they're going for it.
So it's touchdown or bust for Round Valley here.
Got to drop
at the end of the 2nd quarter.
Drop your best play.
Here's Finch. He's going to throw it in the crowd. It is caught. Touchdown!
Oh, he got it.
Touchdown for Round Valley. He threw it between 3 defenders, and Brent Walker comes down with it for a touchdown.
What a great individual effort there by Brent Walker. He had 2 guys around him, managed to not only come up with the ball because he wasn't in the end zone when he caught it, which is kind of a big mistake, but either way, he fought his way in and found a way to get into the end zone. Great job. Finch bought him a little bit of time, and he put it right in there.
Well, if we see the replay, Finch wanted to go to the running back out of the backfield right there. See, he had his guy, and then he throws it to Walker, who gets stopped at the half-yard line, who reaches in, fights off 2 defenders, and is able to get the game-tying touchdown at the end of the half. At the end of the half, it is Round Valley 14, Show Low 14. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Show Low. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
It started with a dream. Simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
And welcome to the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tent Halftime Report. You're listening to Byron Brown B Square alongside Tim Slade. We're at the Round Valley Dome, where it is a 14-14 tie ball game between the Show Low Cougars and the Round Valley Elks. And Tim, what an exciting first half we've had. We had an exciting first play special teams, as you see on the replay here, to start the game, and what a finish to the end of the second quarter.
Well, you just asked me, did they? They started on the half-yard line. That's where that punt went out of bounds, and they drove 99 yards, literally the length of the field, and got the touchdown as time expired in the first half, which is what they really needed to tie it up. We had talked about, hey, do you go for it? Maybe kick a field goal. I would have taken the points, but you know what? They went for it and got the 6. And so what an outstanding first half. A lot of great football. These kids are fighting hard out there. Seen some great offensive runs, some great defensive plays. We talked about Show Low special teams, the opening kick. They got their second touchdown on a pick 6. And so, taking advantage of that. But Round Valley did a great job offensively, having 2 scores, which is what Show Low has not been able to do tonight.
Well, we're going to go over the scoring for the game. And as mentioned, on the opening kickoff, Show Low received. Round Valley did a pooch kick. It bounced like at the 30. Bruzma of the Cougars picked it up at the 24. Got 2 blocks in front of him, and the Black Sea departed ways. And Bruzma was able to go all the way to the black end zone here at the Round Valley Dome for the opening touchdown for the Show Low Cougars. I think it was, you start off with 12 minutes. By the time we got to the end zone, it was 11:49. Yeah. So in 11 seconds, that's what it took for Bruzma to go 76 yards for the opening touchdown of the game. And then Round Valley is able to come back, put together on their second drive. Their first drive ended in a turnover. Their second drive, it was Finch rolling to his right and able to find J.J. Logan behind the defensive back of the Show Low Cougars into the end zone. And I believe that was a 25-yard touchdown pass from Finch to J.J. Logan. And that tied the ball game up 7-7 in the first quarter. Well, the second quarter started with Finch rolling out on the Round Valley possession, overthrowing a receiver right into the hands of Hernandez, the defensive back of the Show Low Cougars, who returns it 25 yards to the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown for the Show Low Cougars. And then, hey, we started with excitement with a special teams touchdown, so we're going to end the second quarter with a 99.5-yard drive. Jet Walker puts it down at the half-yard line.
On the radio and online, live stream coverage on the Sports Zone
And
YouTube
then
and Facebook channels.
Round Valley's able to
Marches
go all the way down.
Yeah.
Where we get a bench 5-yard touchdown pass to Walker. And here we're going to take the time in the moment. We are introducing Marcus Bell into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame, presented by Perkins Cinders.
Marcus Bell into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. Please direct your attention to the field and welcome Rochelle Austin from the Sports Zone, Dusty Perkins from Perkins Cinders, and now Hank Hamlin.
Good evening. It is with great pride that we welcome tonight's honoree, Marcus Bell. This honor is reserved for those whose impact on the field, leadership in the locker room, and legacy off the field have left an enduring mark on Arizona's high school football program. Marcus Bell embodies all of that and more. In high school, Bell's team never lost a game. His team, the St. John's Redskins, went 44-0, winning 3 state championships from 1992 to 1994. He ran for over 2,000 yards his senior year, led the state with 11.8 yards per carry, and was selected as a member of the All-Arizona team. Bell also won a state wrestling title his senior year with a record of 32-0. It is during that wrestling season that the University of Arizona head coach, Dick Tomey, drove to St. John's to watch Marcus wrestle and was impressed by his toughness, his aggressiveness, and coupled with his football stats and record, Tomey offered Bell a scholarship to the U of A. At the U of A, he was a starting middle linebacker for 3 years. In 1998, he finished the season with 139 tackles, leading the nation. In a Sports Illustrated article the following year, Dick Tomey said of Bell, "He's the best linebacker we've ever had here. He is a tenacious competitor. He runs like a defensive back." Bell finished his career as an all Pac-10 linebacker with 405 tackles, 5th all-time at U of A. In the 2000 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks selected Bell in the 4th round, and he played 45 games over the next 3 seasons with that team. He then played for a year with the Houston Texans, where his career ended due to a preseason injury. 2011 began the start of his distinguished career as the head coach of your Round Valley Elks. He led his teams to region championships 6 times, 3 times finishing a state runner-up, and in 2019, the Elks won the state title, a 34-28 win over Phoenix Christian. That same year, Marcus was named the 2A Conference Coach of the Year. His final coaching record was 90-22, over an 80% winning percentage, the highest in Round Valley history. Bell's earned many awards and broken many records, but perhaps more importantly, he has earned the respect of coaches, teammates, players, and fans alike. He is a player and a coach whose passion, perseverance, and performance will not be forgotten. And now, Dusty Perkins from Perkins Cinders will present Marcus Bell for induction into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame.
Marcus Bell, on behalf of Simmons Media, Sports Zone, and Perkins Cinders, it's my privilege to present you for induction into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Marcus Bell.
I'd like to thank everybody involved in this special time, especially Perkins Cinders and Sports Zone Radio for the continued support they've had for White Mountain football for all the years. It's been great. I'd like to thank my family for putting up with me through all these times and trials and great experiences. It's been awesome. I want to thank my coaches that I've had, teammates I played with, people that I coached with, the support. I wouldn't be here without that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Hank. Thanks, Hank Cameron.
All right, you're listening to the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint Halftime Report. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your best of the White Mountains 2025 Best Propane Company, Owens Energy. In fact, it's their 5th consecutive win in a row. Owens has been proudly serving our community for more than 25 years, supporting local organizations, providing dependable service, and now an official partner of the Sports Zone's Friday Night Football Show. It's all about propane at Owens Energy, a local family-owned business with friendly, reliable service right here in Arizona's White Mountains. Owens Energy, your White Mountains propane provider.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a 2-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
And welcome back to the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint Halftime Report. This is Byron Brown, B Square, alongside Tim Slade, and we're going to go over the numbers for the Show Low Cougars here in the first half. Time of possession, 6:55. First downs, 2.
We were commenting.
Yeah.
Show Low doesn't have a lot of offensive stats, and they're right in this ballgame.
Yards rushing, 34. Yards passing, 3. We have Cash Perkins, 1 for 5 with 3 yards. Jet Walker, 3 carries for 37 yards. Lamson with 2 carries for 5 yards. And Dane Ruzma with 1 reception for 3 yards. And then we'll go over to Round Valley real quickly. And I'm pretty sure, Tim, when we go over Round Valley stats, everyone's going to wonder how the score is 14-14. But don't worry, we'll break it down for you. So Round Valley, time of possession, 17 minutes, 5 seconds. First downs, 10. Total yards, 201. Yards rushing, 70. Yards passing, 131. Cage Finch, 11 of 17 for 131. 2 touchdowns, but 1 interception and 1 fumble. Rushing, Brody Crick, 8 rushing attempts, 21 yards. Cage Finch, 8 times rushing, 30 yards, and a fumble. Brody Crick had a fumble. And then, I don't know if you call it a fumble, but I know on the Cage Finch fumble, 24 received it, Earhart.
Picked it up.
And then he got it ripped away by Jet Walker.
He gave it up as well.
So when you go to these, you're wondering, as you're listening to this game or watching, and you're going, how is it 14-14? Well, Show Low scored on his special teams. First, the kickoff to start the game, 76-yard kickoff return by Dane Ruzma. And then Cameron Hernandez returns an interception, 25 yards, for a Show Low touchdown. So that's how Show Low's got their points, off the special teams and off the defensive turnovers. And here tonight, I'm trying to figure it out, but I guess you would call Round Valley had 4 turnovers. Okay, 3 fumbles, 2 on 1 play. Okay, 2 on 1 play. Fitch fumbled. It was picked up by a Round Valley Elk. He got it taken away, so that's a fumble.
That's
so
2.
2 fumbles on a. This is almost like the Cardinals. Okay, this is almost like the Cardinals, but Round Valley is tied 14-14 because they are able to move the ball offensively.
So, let me try to put the spin on from each one of these head coaches' perspectives, because you want to try to go in there. You don't want to hammer the negative. You're going to talk about it a little bit. So we'll start with Show Low. He's going to say, listen, guys, we got to get stuff going on offense, okay? Our defense and our special teams have us in this game. So here's the deal, guys. We haven't really produced much on offense, and we're tied up. We know what we can do offensively, so let's go out in the second half and let's take care of it. So that's the positive spin for Show Low. Round Valley's coming in with his guys saying, listen, defense is doing a crack job. Their offense haven't moved the ball at all night. So we're doing a great job. We're hurting ourselves offensively. We know that we can march. We just took it 99.5 yards to close out the half. So both of these coaches have some real positives that they can spin to their players to get them ready to come out in the second half. I'm anticipating Show Low making some adjustments. I feel like with their offense, they're going to be able to do some things, move the ball. Just looking forward to a great second half.
Well, as you stated, Round Valley's going to get the ball to start the second half. They're just coming off a 99.5-yard drive to end the second quarter to go into halftime tied. What, Tim, now you talked about what the coaches are telling the players, but what adjustment are you making for the Show Low Cougars offense?
So I think for Show Low Cougars offensively, they've got to just go back. Roomza, I didn't look at his name. I got to find his name. Dane. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Let's see what we're looking at. Roomza. Yeah, okay, he's got to get his hands on the ball. Jet Walker's got to get his hands on the ball. And so those are those big playmakers that Show Low has. Their quarterback has just got to direct it. He doesn't have to win the game for you. We just got to figure out ways to get in the hands of those guys. Offensive linemen, they really got to step up. They got to do a little better job. They've done their little power G where they send the guard to kick out the end, and then we got to cut it up inside. That's their bread and butter. Those are things that they want to try to do. And so for Show Low offensively, they've just got to go back to the basics and let's get a drive going. We've got to be able to get a drive. Round Valley, not a lot of adjustments offensively. They got to take care of the football, but they've shown that they can drive the length of the field and score. Defensively, Round Valley's done an outstanding job. I think the pressure is on Show Low, both sides of the ball. They've got to step up in this third quarter and make something happen. It's going to start defensively. If they can get a stop, force a 3 and out, or maybe a 4 or 5 and out, and get the ball back, then they'll be right where they need to be.
Thank you, Tim Slade. And that's the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint halftime report. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. We'll be back in 1 minute for the kickoff.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your Best of the White Mountains 2025 Best Propane Company, Owens Energy. In fact, it's their 5th consecutive win in a row. Owens has been proudly serving our community for more than 25 years, supporting local organizations, providing dependable service, and now an official partner of the Sports Zone's Friday Night Football Show. It's all about propane at Owens Energy, a local family-owned business with friendly, reliable service right here in Arizona's White Mountains. Owens Energy, your White Mountains propane provider.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. And up here in the booth,
what we'll do is he's going to.
We'll
keep an eye on the play. If there's something big,
great to have Marcus Bell join us up here in the booth, the newly inducted into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame, Marcus Bell.
I do have one question.
So, Marcus, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect. Hey, congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame of the Friday Night Sports Zone Hall of Fame. What a great career you had and still have. I'm sure it's not over coaching. I'm sure there's going to be a time.
Yeah, I'm still coaching a little bit. All my kids now.
Are you doing the youth football?
Can you hear me? Yeah. Flag football, and then I just got done coaching 8th grade softball with my daughter. So
go.
That was an experience.
That's awesome. So I've got a lot of stories with Marcus. I think the first time I met you, my first year coaching would have been the fall of '92. I think you were probably a sophomore.
Yes.
And so you came over with and it was wrestling because you came over for the Mogollon Invitational. I met you and I met your brother. Brian was a senior that year. And so just take us back a little bit. How do you feel like with the combination? Oh, we got to see what's going on here.
Yeah, big return right there.
Yeah, nice return from Round Valley to get that back. How do you feel like the combination of football and wrestling? I mean, what a great combination. How did that help you?
I think they're great sports. I mean, they go hand in hand. They complement each other. I mean, just the leverage-wise, quickness, being able to react, being able to keep leverage and move and just be physical. I mean,
balance and
the balance is
conditioning
there.
for sure.
100%. Yes, just
to
going
go
through
from
that.
Football into wrestling.
But they are. I mean, there's a lot of things that go together with that.
Yeah, a lot of parallels there.
Well, here's the snap, handoff to Crick, trying to get to the outside. That'll be a tackle for loss. That's a loss of 4 for Round Valley. Marcus, I'm sure you've been watching the game. Round Valley really shooting themselves in the foot with these turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, the difference of this game is special teams and turnovers when you look at it. I mean, that opening kickoff, they took it back. I mean, they did a great punt. Show Low did down to the 1 yard line, but Round Valley had an opportunity to drive down through the field and make that play at the end. That was nice. Number 2, I mean, he made a great catch down there and finished it to tie up the game.
One of the things we talked about was the quarterback and receiver Logan. They got a nice connection. I'm sure they played together a lot of games, a lot of years, and the pass over there, he was scrambling. Jerry just went back.
And here's a pass down the middle, wide open for the Elks. He's going to break a tackle, and he's going to go all the way. That's a 76-yard touchdown pass from bench to number 42. Jeffrey Cochran, and Round Valley answers in 2 plays.
Well, we talked about that. What a great statement. They had the momentum at the end of the first half. Come right out here. They come down and score. Boy, it's going to really put the pressure on Show Low.
And that was a 66-yard pass from Finch to Cochran. Marcus, how about that play?
That's a great play. The Cochran kid, he's a playmaker. I mean, they missed him in the first couple of games when he was injured, but he's that type of player that can get open. He runs great routes, especially on defense. I mean, he's been doing that for the last couple of years. So
really impressed with the skill positions, both sides of the ball. You have to watch the field, but Finch and Logan, and now you got this big pass by Cochran. Great job. So when did you first see the varsity field when you were at St. John's? Did you get on the field as a freshman? I know you guys dominated a lot of those games, so maybe as a freshman probably had some opportunities to get on the field.
Yeah, a little bit. They brought me up my freshman year for the playoffs, and I remember we played San Pasquale. That was my first varsity tackle on kickoff team. They put me down there.
As a freshman?
Ran down there and made a play, and I thought I did something, but actually my sophomore year is when I started to contribute. I mean, we ended up playing defensive back and running back.
So did you start as a sophomore?
I did. I was starting a defense and ended up breaking my collarbone actually in two-a-days. Carol Lamson was a senior, and Coach Morgan had us doing some strip drill with no pads out there and came down on it. And so that was kind of a bummer. I missed the first 3 games of the season, but came back and was able to contribute, and that was the year we ended up winning the state championship. It was fun. I got to play with my brother. He was a senior that year.
Yeah.
We had a lot of good players, Spence Ellsworth. And
yeah, you guys were just got some amazing teams there.
It's when we started to get rolling with that group of people we had in St. John's.
And then junior year, obviously now you're a returning starter coming in, and so starting on both sides of the ball, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so I started, running back and defensive back and played punt returner and stuff. I always try to get Coach Morgan to let me play linebacker. Biggest corners that they've had around here. I mean, my senior year I was 200 pounds and 6'2", but it was.
Now you guys were running triple option on offense, right?
We were, yeah.
So I remember that. Coach Morgan, I mean, he just loved that. I love that drill pregame that you guys would do. And you guys were just a machine back then. So
yeah, we did.
What back were you on the triple option your junior year?
I was a 3 back,
okay.
So he called it. Yeah,
there
Coach Morgan, he used to have things. It was all of his plays were opposite, the right and left. And, here we go.
That's a surprise. That's not flag.
Maybe the
almost with the horse collar right there.
I don't understand now. They moved the ball up because there was a personal foul on the extra point. So Round Valley moved it up. They keep kicking it to the 2, but they only have 2 guys covering that side, and once they get blocked, right there, Ruzma doing a nice job. And basically, if it wasn't for, I'm going to call it a legal tackle because I believe he grabbed him, slowed him up, and able to get that. So Show Low with a great return now at the Round Valley 48-yard line.
Let's see what they can do
Here's
here.
Perkins. They're going to give it to Jet Walker, trying to do a little sweep, but he is denied and tackled.
That Round Valley defense has just stepped up all game long.
Yeah, they got some good players out there. Yeah, those 2 linebackers have been reading their keys and flowing to the football and making some plays tonight.
Okay, so your junior year, you're starting both ways. You guys run the option. Do you remember who you played in the finals that year?
That year, I think the championship, I know we played Morenci my sophomore year. My junior year, we played Superior is what it was. I remember, they had the Duarte kids, and we ended up playing them in the finals.
Okay, and then wrestling, obviously. Were you a track guy for in the spring?
I did. I played football my first 2.
Here's the pass. Rizman catches, touchdown, Show Low. We just saw deja vu all over again. How about a 48-yard pass by the Cougars? They lose 4 yards on their first play, as Round Valley does, and then they go deep for a 48-yard touchdown pass. Perkins to Ruzma, and it's 21-20. Sorry to interrupt, guys.
No, that's a great play. Like you said, it's exciting.
Yeah. We're going to reminisce and we're going to go back in time, but you're going to keep us updated on the big plays. What a great job. That's a great answer by the Cougars.
That's a great ball.
He's having a really good game.
I was going to say, and Marcus said it, great ball, because that was right where it needed to be. The defender was coming at the hash mark, but he was able to put it right out in front so that the defender is unable, you guys can see the replay, unable to see it and hit Ruzma right in stride. Look at that, right over the defender.
Yeah, that was a great ball. Put it right where he needed to.
Yep.
And we are all tied up.
We're all tied up now.
21-21. Guys, 2 minutes into the third quarter, and we've got 2 touchdowns already.
2 scores, and it's good for Show Low because they didn't score in the first half. Their offense didn't, so good for those guys.
Well, Tim, you said that they were going to make a little bit of adjustment, saying we need to get the ball to Ruzma. Tim, I don't know if you're mic'd up to the coaches.
I don't know.
But they must have heard you and said, hey, we got to get Ruzma the ball. And guess what? First play
was Walker, who I said they needed to touch.
And then second play, Ruzma.
Yeah, good job, guys. That's an excellent job.
Well, this is the way it's going to go. I'm going to lose my voice, and it's going to be like 42-42 by the end of the third quarter.
These guys are going to fight to the end.
Yeah, it's been a great back and forth, that's for sure.
So, Marcus, tell us just a little bit about kind of the recruiting process that you envisioned. Were a lot of letters coming in from schools, or I know, obviously, to get the full ride at U of A. What did that look like for you as a junior and senior?
I mean, back then the recruiting was totally different than it is now. I mean, a lot of it was letters, like you're talking about. You go to the mail and you'd see what you got. And
any junior college, because back then, Arizona was loaded with those Arizona junior colleges, which are a really good option.
Yeah, they were. I mean, Eastern Arizona. I mean, they had Scottsdale. I mean, everybody. I mean, some of the best players I played with came from junior colleges. It's a shame that they've got rid of those. I mean, I think it's cheated a lot of kids, opportunities to develop and to be able to go on and continue their career.
I was fortunate. I went to MCC before I got my scholarship to New Mexico State, and so just love the junior college route.
There's a little keeper by Finch, and he's going to get.
So the letters were, going back to the recruitment, I ended up probably the biggest. NEU recruited me, Utah State. We went up there every year. Coach Morgan would take us up there because it was a live football camp.
I remember those, yeah.
And so we went up there, and that was my first offer. I was up there. Charlie Weatherby ended up offering me. Nice. So I think it was before my senior year, and that was one of the offers. Came back. BYU recruited me some. University of Arizona did. UNLV and San Diego State. A few of those schools did. Some of the smaller ones, Pacific. Back then,
do you remember when Coach? So they were saying Coach Tomey came down and watched you wrestle there.
I do. I remember it was in the divisionals. I actually wrestled a kid from Mogollon, Randy Tenney.
Oh, here's Finch.
Was who he was at.
Sorry about that. He's going to get sacked.
And then did he visit with you? Was he allowed to talk to you? Or?
So he was. So him and our defensive coordinator, Rich Ellerson, came, and also the linebacker coach from NEU came also, nice. Coach Steve Piller, and they came and watched it. And so afterwards, they came over and talked to me. We stayed afterwards, and they said they wanted to offer me a scholarship. And they knew I was going to BYU that next morning on a recruiting trip to BYU. And so
get went that up there. Offer in now.
Yeah, they tried to do that and went up there and. But it was good. I mean, I think that was one of the things where wrestling, I talk to kids all the time. I mean, you never know when people are watching what it's going to get you there. Just to be able to compete in everything you do and have that fire, and you never know where it's going to take you.
So you're at U of A. They're competing in the Pac-12. Coach Tomey, the Desert Swarm, all of that kind of stuff. You were kind of in the thick of that. I remember, of course, I grew up in Tucson, and so I've always liked the Wildcats, and was excited for you to end up there. 4 years at did you ever have a redshirt year, or did you go 4 straight?
I did. So I went there, and we ended up, it was between me and Deshaun Polk, another linebacker, and they had said one of us are going to play, and I told them I wanted a redshirt. I mean, going to University of Arizona from St. John's was a culture shock. I mean, my first class I went into, there was over 400 kids. That was more than we had in an assembly, and just trying to develop, and that's a great catch right there, but he come back to the ball.
Is that JJ?
That was JJ right there for a first down. That was a pass of 13 yards, but he's going to come off a little limping right there, looks like.
That's that comeback route. You know, you're running that DB off, you kind of see him turn his hips to go with you, and then you plant, come to the sidelines. Nice ball, excellent catch.
Yeah, nice job by Finch. Going back to pass and just hitting Logan right there on the sideline route. That's first down. That gets the ball inside Show Low territory at the 49-yard line. Round Valley starting to move.
This is what they need to eat up some clock, and if they can just march down and get a score, that'd be great.
Looking to the sideline, looking for the play call. Like I said, we're taking some time, almost getting it. Here's the handoff. Nice little move, trying to get to the outside. Is Crick. That's the younger brother. That's Jackson right there getting a nice job. Getting a gain of 6 right there. He loses the defender going to the left side.
Yeah, Jet Walker did a really good job. Those are tough open field tackles.
That's a tough play.
You're on an island out there, and so he took the running back on, and not before he picked up 7 yards, but Walker in on the tackle for the Cougars.
Yeah, that's a great open field tackle.
So we've got Round Valley with the ball down to the Show Low 43-yard line. Again, gain of 6 on that play by Jackson Crick.
Let's watch this play, and then I got a couple more questions for you, Marcus.
Before you ask, I got a question for,
gotcha,
for
I'll
Marcus
let you go.
also.
I've been blabbing.
That's okay, no worries. Here's the fake handoff. Finch is going to keep it, trying to roll to the left. He's going to be cut down for a yard gain, so that's going to put it at 3rd and 3. Marcus,
yes.
The question I want to know is, what would be your value now if you were going to school when you played?
NIL.
Okay, NIL. What would be your value? Are you $1 million man? 500 million, 500,000? What would you be?
I don't know. I'd love to find out. That's something we talk about all the time. It's crazy how the college landscape has changed. I mean,
and the other question is, would you still be at U of A? That's the question, because I don't think so.
Yeah, it's what's tough. I mean, these kids now, it's hard for me almost to watch college football because it is. I mean, they're changing. They're not committed like they before. I mean, the brotherhood and stuff we had there, I remember growing up and playing with those guys, and it was awesome. That was part of the best thing about college.
What did you drive in college? What kind of cars do you have? I think I know the answer to this.
I actually didn't have a car until my sophomore year. I remember I saved all my food money. We had a food card, and we could cash that in, and doing that, and I had a little Chevy truck I ended up buying towards my end of my sophomore year. But before that, I mean, I was down there walking, getting rides.
A bicycle?
Yeah, a bicycle.
I think Brian revealed to me, and you may have been with Seattle, he says, I think he still has that Chevy truck.
I did. I drove that forever, yeah.
And on that last play, we got Crick again, Jackson Crick for a 5-yard gain, got the first down. Now the ball's at the 38 of Show Low. Here's back to pass. Finch, he's going to go deep, but too deep for the receiver.
Play by number 10, huh?
That was a great defense by the Cougars right there.
Kind of riding his hip and just, there's not a lot of room. I may put that on the receiver. He's got to give himself a little bit more room.
Josh Williams.
No matter, try to stack him, get up on top of him.
Yeah, Josh Williams of the Cougars doing a nice job. Now, the question is, if that was a little bit better ball, because Josh Williams never turned around and he was looking at the receiver, if that's a little bit better ball, that could be PI right there.
Yeah.
But hey, nothing wrong with taking a deep shot from Round Valley.
Take a shot. You're really doing well moving the ball. Round Valley is.
Well, he did. He pushed him out of bounds. I mean, that's one thing too. The receiver won't be able to come in and touch it.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That was a great play on him, getting him out of the bounds.
Yep.
So 2nd and 10, 5:03 left. It's 21-21. Round Valley looking to pass. Finch rolling. He's going to go short right there to his man. I believe that's Logan. J.J. Logan for a pass of 7.
Yeah, Logan, they have a good connection. He finds that open space. He does a great job.
Settles down, settles down in the zone. That's a really good job. He's smart. He's a smart receiver.
So my question is to you, Tim, is we've seen J.J. Logan, great job, great hands. Does it remind you of anybody, maybe your son?
Oh, my son Titan? Titan had some good plays in his high school career as well. He did a really good job. We were down in the valley, and so he's hoping to come home from the mission. He'll be home in June, and he's got a chance to go play at the University of Northern Colorado. So hopefully that'll work out.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome.
That'll be good.
Right there. Finch had all day long, just couldn't find anybody. Great coverage by the Cougar secondary. Finch able to get a little bit of something out of nothing. He was looking for someone to go deep, but they didn't go.
Didn't have it.
But nice job by Show Low. So it'll be 4th and short.
We've got about 3.
Yep.
We had about 3 or so. We'll see what happens. So, the draft comes and Seattle, right? They came calling in the 4th round.
Yes, that's who ended up. Going to.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So I know even going from high school into Division I college football. I mean, it's a business there. But then you are literally at a business with the Seahawks. So talk a little bit about your experience in the NFL.
Yeah, the NFL, it's a whole different.
Here we go. Once again, delay a game on Round Valley. So
they got to get the plays in. Yeah.
Now it's 4th and 9. Marcus, what? Not saying, hey, I don't want you to criticize, but the coaching staff for Round Valley has really had a hard time getting these plays in with efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, usually you can tell they have a wristband system too, so I don't know if they're going off of that or if the coaches decided to switch it up, but it seems like
does Brad call the plays?
Yeah, I think he's still calling the plays, and you can see they're just trying to.
There's a short pass, but that's not going to get it done.
That's a great job by the corner coming off and a cover 2, playing that flat and being able to come up and make a play on 42.
He knew he had help over the top.
Yeah,
you
with
see
the
someone
safety
coming
pushing,
in the flats, and that's cover 2. That's awesome.
Yep, that was
Show Low holds on 4th down. Turn the ball over. Let's see what they can do. So back to the Seahawks. How many years with them?
Yeah, so I was there 3 years. I mean, went in. It's ended up playing linebacker there and special teams. Kind of played with some great players there. We had Chad Brown, we had Matt Hasselbeck, and Sean Alexander, and Walter Jones. And it's just the biggest difference, I think, from the NFL to college and is just the offensive linemen. I mean, the amount of speed and the size they have, it's phenomenal.
So you got these guys coming at you as a linebacker, 310 pounds.
I mean, it's just.
Look at that snag.
That's a 0 gain for Perkins trying to get up, but that's 0 gain, 2nd and 10.
Is that number 20? That little, he's got to be one of the smallest D linemen I've ever seen for Round Valley.
Yeah, I know. We talked earlier about Crick being a freshman and one of the smallest D linemen, but right there, number 20, that's Peyton Tucker.
Peyton Tucker playing right there. He was at 0 technique. I think he's out now.
Yeah, he's out.
They moved him
out wide.
Oh, there he is. So he's got that 7. Yeah.
There's a little pass to the outside, overthrow.
High right there. Good idea though.
So how many games back then did you guys play a regular season?
So it was 16.
16
games, yes.
So that's a big adjustment.
So it was, yeah. And then all the preseason. I mean, you would go to camp, and we stayed up at Cheney, Washington for a month, just living in the dorms, and you're practicing 3 times a day, and film and food, and I mean, you just never left. But it's a job. A lot of people, I mean, they don't realize the time and the commitment that goes into that. But it was fun.
I mean, they see the glory, the glamour, the NFL. But
there's Perkins, guy deep. Oh, jump ball knocked away. Like they're both going for it, knocked down, incomplete. It'll be 4th down for the Show Low Cougars.
Who's that? Eli Pena came in and closed the gap on that and broke up that pass play.
All right, y'all, we're going to try this again. Like 89% of you in the crowd could not have just made the play that Pena made. Make some noise for Pena.
Did a good job.
So the turnovers on downs does not cost Round Valley. Show Low's unable to take advantage of it. 3:20 left in the 3rd quarter. It's 21-20. Just so we're all clear on this, after the punt, we're going to go to a break real quick. We got to take a break.
Okay. So we'll hold off. I got one more little series. Talk a little bit about your coach.
And it's blocked. And it's Pena that gets it down the sideline. It's Pena, and he's going to be knocked out. And that is, as at the Show Low 23, that's the problem when you do a rollout punt. Jet Walker, nice job by Round Valley on the replay. Let's see what we have. He was able to get his big paw on there. I think that was
25.
Is it 55 or 25? I can't read these numbers.
I don't see a 25 on there. So 55.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's Brody Calapolo. Yeah.
Able to get his hands on. So we're going to wait on that break because guess what? Round Valley's right now at the 29-yard line to Show Low.
So we'll see what happens. So we'll lead into, I know your dad coached for years wrestling for St. John's. Is that kind of what steered you into wanting to do some coaching?
Here's the give to Crick, trying to get to the outside, and he is tackled.
Defense
no
just
gain.
stringing it out, doing a good job.
Yeah, the coaching, I mean, I had some great coaches. My dad was a wrestling coach, and was a big part of that, but I just loved the game. I just loved the competition. I loved the opportunities I had with coaches teaching me, and I wanted to give back just to the sport. And I mean, just seeing kids develop and into what they can be was awesome. Just taking a team and freshmen and getting them going and what they turn into as seniors. I mean, it's one of those things, that I enjoy.
That's awesome. So this is, I'm going to tread lightly. We're going to watch this play here.
Yeah, let's watch this.
We'll let Byron.
Here's the fake handoff, pass outside. He got his guy trying to dish. Oh, and a touchdown saving tackle right there by Hernandez. I believe that's 24. Kamari Earhart that comes down with that catch. That was a nice catch by Earhart. If he breaks that tackle, he's going into the end zone.
He's walking in there, that's for sure.
Score for sure. So obviously, growing up in St. John's, I'm very familiar with those rivalries. Coming to Round Valley, for me, it just seems like that's we got
real
somebody
quickly,
down.
we got a little injury, and we're going to take a commercial break. You're listening to the Sports Zone.
We'll come back to that.
Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
When I was coaching with
And welcome back to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. This is Byron Brown B Square along with Tim Slade, and we have Marcus Bell up here in the booth. And Kamari Earhart is able to walk off.
That's good news
the field.
for the Elks and for Kamari.
Here we are on 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Hand off to Jackson Creek. He's got a hole. He's dancing around, breaking tackles all the way down. Inside the 10 to the 9-yard line is Jackson Creek. That's going to be a gain of 13 yards.
Corbin Wood in on the tackle for the Cougars, as well as Xander Perez. Boy, they're ready to score. Are they inside the 10? Looks like they are. Looks like it's a 1st and goal from the 10.
And we are in the hurry up for Round Valley. They're not going to get a delay game this time. There's the snap. Hand to Creek again. Got him down that far. He's going to be short of the 5. He's only going to get a couple yards right there down to the 7. So it'll be 2nd and goal.
So how'd it feel for the first time putting on a little black and gold?
It was an adjustment. I mean, I got a bunch of backlash from, I think, both towns and coming up, but it was an opportunity. I had a little coaching before that. I coached at Sunnyside with Coach Richard Sanchez. I when I was done, so I went down there and helped them.
And we're going to get back to the play here. 2nd and goal for the Round Valley Elks. Here's the snap, low snap, and this is going to be a jailbreak right here. Finch able to get back to the 10-yard line.
Backs up to the 10-yard
Something
line.
that was
that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Well, something that we saw a lot in the first half with Round Valley shooting themselves in the foot with a lot of turnovers. 4 turnovers, as a matter of fact, in that first half. And right there, a low snap could have been disastrous, but Finch was able to pick it up, do a little jailbreak. Now it'll be 3rd and goal. Again, a little time taken. I know there's 31 seconds.
Right, yeah,
but it's also you don't want to get the 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit.
See if they, yep, here he goes. He's starting the count. Here's the snap. Finch looking to throw. Scrambling around, he sees a guy. It's picked off.
No.
Right there, Jet Walker watching the eyes, and it's a turnover. Jet Walker stepping in front of the receiver to deny Round Valley of any points on this drive. Turnover with 10 seconds.
Show Low D needed to step up with that.
Yeah, Show Low has. They made plays when they needed to, and that was a great job of him.
Marcus, we're going to wrap this up. So I know you came over to Round Valley. You guys won a championship. How many years in was that for that championship for you guys?
So it was my 8th year here. We had a lot of great teams. I mean, like we talked about, we had runner-up 3 years in a row. We played some tough. Yuma Catholic was a tough one, Thatcher, and for the championship. But we had a great group of kids on that last one who just believed in themselves. I mean, we're undersized, but
Who did you guys play in that?
We ended up playing Phoenix Christian.
Christian.
And they were loaded with just talent. I had a guy named Man Freeman and Johnson kid that win.
Okay.
But they were great kids, and that was an awesome time here.
Well, that's the last play of the 3rd quarter. Gain of 3 for Perkins and the Show Low Cougars. We're ending the 3rd quarter, 21-21. Marcus Bell, it was great talking to you. Appreciate the time.
No, I appreciate you guys having me there. Yeah,
and being
it's been
into
awesome.
the
You guys did a great job.
Sports Zone Hall of Fame.
Very well deserved. Very well deserved.
Thank you.
Good job. We'll keep in touch.
And you're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Show Low. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. deal.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. This is Byron Brown, B Square, alongside Tim Slade. We had Marcus Bell up here. Great talking to him that third quarter. And here to start the fourth quarter, Show Low gives the ball to Jet Walker. Gets out.
He was in the Wildcat, in the Cougar Cat. Direct snap to Jet.
For 3 yards. So puts it down at 3rd and 4. And again, we talked about it earlier. You said get the ball in the hands of Jet and Ruzma. It helped them score a touchdown in that third quarter. And here we are once again, the Cougar Cat. Walker, he's got it. He's got a little opening. He's going to get through, and he's going to get the first down. He's going to push all the way up to the 21. That's a gain of 5.
Yeah, that's a really good job. Offensive line's doing a job, getting a little bit of push up there. And, yeah, we talked about it. Got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, do the Cougars.
Well, that's what they're doing on this drive. I don't see Cash Perkins. He's on the sidelines. I think this is going to be one of those Jet Walker drives. Walker back. He's got it. He's going to run it again. Get in a little hole right there, and he's fighting his way down. He's going to get a gain of 7.
About 7 yards on that. So I saw both those linemen coming around the pulling, the backside guard and tackle. So that's the old counter tray. If you remember the Washington Redskins way back in the day, they would run that with the
with John Riggins.
With the Hogs and John Riggins. And so just getting a load up in front and then letting Walker kind of pick and choose a little lane to go for him.
Again, same formation. Walker and the Cougar Cat. Here's the snap. He's just looking for a lane. And this time he's going to be cut short. He's going to get a 1-yard loss, and that's going to we'll get a little substitution, but it looks like they're just going to say this is the Jet Walker drive. Nope, here comes Cash Perkins back in.
Peyton Tucker, boy, that's a little scrappy defensive lineman got in there, snuck in there, and kind of tripped him up. Otherwise, I think he would have got another first down. Now it's 3rd down and
3rd and 5.
5, yeah.
And Jet Walker comes out. Cash back in. Got Lamson behind Perkins. Here's the snap. Double reverse. Here's Ruzma to the outside. Nice job by Round Valley. They are not fooled. They're ready for it. That is Walker of the Round Valley Elks coming up on that defense, getting a 1-yard loss and forcing it into a 4th and 6.
Yeah, Walker came in there. Jeffrey Cochran, number 42, came up, and they read that one well. And so Round Valley needed that. Brings up 4th down. I don't think they got any yardage on that. So 4th and 5, looks like they're going to punt.
Now, Jet Walker usually is back there, but that is not Jet Walker, I believe. I'm trying to get the number.
A false start?
That's like 36, I believe. And again, Jet Walker, 36. So usually Jet Walker is the punter.
He's been doing that Australian rules where he kind of rolls out and punts low, where you get the force going.
So I don't know if on that last run, if maybe something happened to Jet.
Trying to look over on the sidelines if I see him over there with the trainers, but not sure yet.
So here's the punt. That's going to go. Take a nice bounce for Shola, but Brody Crick's got it. He's trying to get to the outside to his right. He's got some room. He's got some blockers. He's going to get to the outside all the way down to the 24-yard line of the Show Low Cougars. How about Brody Crick showing off a little speed to get to the outside?
And that's a really good job of that punt return team. They kind of set up a little bit of a wall. He had to come all the way across the field, found that lane. Do I see a flag down there? What is that?
Yep, there is a flag at the 24 where he was tackled.
Number 9, Connor Wood, was able to come in for the Cougars and make that tackle. Otherwise, Crick's still going. Oh.
Just a sideline
warning.
So
another sideline warning. Another kick that goes back.
So Round Valley.
So they're in business right now, are the Elks.
Yes, gets it at the Show Low 24. Last offensive series. They had their 5th turnover of the night. They threw an interception at the goal line. Jet Walker stepped in front for that pick. Here's the snap. Here's Finch. He's going to give it to Brody Crick, who eludes a tackle, trying to get to the outside. He is able to get to the outside. He's got a blocker out front.
Blockers in front.
And everybody's able to knock him out at about the 5-yard line. They're going to get him for a personal foul, I think.
Late hit out of bounds?
Yeah, late hit out of bounds. They're going to feel like he was already out of bounds or going out of bounds, and he got hit. So that'll be half the distance.
I don't know if those guys were in sync on that. That looked a little bit funny because you had Crick on the right of the quarterback, and he was wanting to hand off that way. But, man, reversed his field and had a wide open lane, and he is quick.
He is quick, and with the personal foul, that's going to take him to about the 2.5-yard line or the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
For Round Valley. So Round Valley right back at knocking on the door. That was a gain of 19 for Brody Crick. Take it down to the 5, but now down to the 2.5 after the. Here's a wild snap.
No.
Ball on the ground. Oh, and Finch is able to grab it. Just get it before 3 Cougars tried to jump on it once again. A bad snap.
They are struggling handling the ball tonight. That snap came back really quick. I don't know if Finch wasn't ready for it, but oh my gosh, they averted disaster again. Finch was able to jump on it. They lost, oh boy.
They lost 6 yards.
Yeah.
They're at the 8-yard line now.
2nd and goal from the 8. They have got to capitalize down here.
Finch in shotgun. He's got Jackson Crick with him. He's going to give it to Crick. He's got a lane. He's going to get a corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Round Valley.
Excellent job by the offensive line there. They walled off, ran that down G, had what we call a log block of the defensive end, and just allowed Crick a nice lane to the end zone.
Yeah, Crick did a nice job. He got his little crease, and once he got the crease, as you perfectly described it, Slade, had that wall of blockers able to get to the corner of the end zone. Round Valley takes their 2nd lead of the night. They took the first one 21-14, now 27-21 with the extra point pending. And the kick is up, and it's good.
There you go.
Round Valley 28. Show Low 21. We have 7:48 left here in the 4th quarter. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It started with a dream. Simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
Welcome back to the Round Valley Dome. This is Byron Brown B Square alongside Tim Slade. And we got a barn burner going on. Round Valley 28, Show Low 21, 7:48 left in the 4th quarter. One thing, Tim, I want to remind you of, to be thinking of, in a game like this, we've got so many to choose from, but we're going to have to choose one as the Sports Zone Player of the Game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. So keep that in the back of your head.
Gotcha.
Here's a kickoff for Round Valley. Now they're going to finally kick it deep. Is it going to go? That's going to go out of bounds.
Out of bounds again.
But that's okay, because the way they've been doing this with that pooch kick,
they've been getting it past the 35-yard
it has been. Ruzma has broken one and almost broke a second one. So you're more than happy to give the Show Low Cougars the ball at the 35-yard line after kicking it out of bounds. So with a victory here tonight, if Round Valley is able to hold on, they will give Show Low their first region loss. And then we will have, and I'm guessing Blue Ridge won yesterday against Apache Junction.
I would imagine
I'm
they
sure.
did.
So we'll have a three-way tie. Blue Ridge, Round Valley, and Show Low, all with one loss
in the region.
Yes. So here's Perkins trying to get around, just trying to get to the line of scrimmage, but he's not going to get there.
No.
He's going to get tackled for a 1-yard loss, loses his helmet.
So this is where your defensive coordinator for Round Valley is issuing a challenge, saying we have the lead. That should be enough. Let's get a stop.
And folks, here tonight, I'm going to be honest, this game shouldn't be this close. But Show Low has created 5 turnovers by the Round Valley Elks. Without those 5 turnovers, this is a different ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, there'd been a couple. I think they're probably going to score down there when they got it intercepted at the goal line.
Here's Jet Walker from the Cougar Cat. Found a little opening. He's able to get about 7 yards, put it into a favorable 3rd and 5 situation for the Cougars. Perkins had to go out on that last play. That's why they went to the Cougar Cat.
His helmet came off.
His helmet came off, and that's the rule. If your helmet comes off, you have to miss a play.
But it's not a bad alternative when you can snap it directly to Jet Walker.
Exactly. So here's the snap. Perkins rolling to his right. Looks deep. Got a man open. That's Hernandez. He tries to cut back, but he slips and falls. But he still had the catch. That puts Show Low at the 25 of Round Valley.
He did a little double move there as well and got his defender kind of turned around. He was wide open.
If he doesn't slip, if his foot stays on that cut, it's tie game.
I like how they're rolling him out to buy him a little bit of time.
And here's Lamson up the middle. He's going to get about 5 yards. So Show Low getting a little momentum here offensively.
Yeah, Dax Lamson running hard.
6 minutes at 2nd and 5. It's 28-21 Round Valley here at the Round Valley Dome. But the Show Low Cougar offense coming alive here in the second half. 2nd and 5, Perkins gets the snap, hands it off directly up the middle. It bounces off a tackler and finally is cut down at the 17-yard line, 1 yard short of the first down. That's a new ball carrier for Show Low. That's number 5. We'll get a name here.
Is that Colin Wood?
That's, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, forward progress brought him all the way down to, what is he, about the 17-yard line. Yeah. So
Corbin Wood.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. Corbin Wood has it. Nope, it's going to be give to Walker. He's going to score, but there's a flag down. Flag down, that's going to come back.
Yeah, so they ran a little bit what we used to call the buck sweep, again, where you have both guards are coming, one guard kicking out, the other guard leading up through, and he just found him, but it's coming back. I saw it.
Yeah, that's going to come back, so that's going to put it instead of 3rd and 1, and it's actually taking points off the board. So it's going to put it at 3rd and 11. Was that number 50?
I think it was number 50. You saw it too on the replay.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, and that's just tough. You know, he's just got to get his hands inside a little bit. When you go outside and kind of grasp the jersey up by the shoulder pads, it's easy for the referees to see that.
So 3rd and 11 for the Show Low Cougars. Here's Perkins. He's going to roll to his left. He's got an opening. He's going to keep it. He busts a couple tackles. He finally gets back down to put it at 4th and 2. 4th and 2. So he got a gain of 9 right there.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory. They're not kicking any field goals here. Bringing in that load offense. Number 44 is coming in for the Cougars. I think that's Sloan.
There's Cash coming out, so it looks like it. So guess what? Guess who's getting the ball? Mr. Slade.
Yeah. And I think everybody in the dome knows who may be getting this one.
Is this where you fake the run and have someone go out for a pass?
No.
So everybody's coming to the box. All 11 defenders for Round Valley. Walker, just before the snap, there's a call for timeout.
They're trying to draw him off sides with a hard count. Good discipline for the Round Valley defensive line. Show Low calls a timeout.
All right, we're going to go to a 30-second break. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your best of the White Mountains 2025 Best Propane Company, Owens Energy. In fact, it's their 5th consecutive win.
Here it is, key play, 4th and 1 for the Show Low Cougars. Jet Walker back in Cougar Cat. He's going to try to run. He's not going to get it.
I don't think
he's not going to get it. That was a great stand by the Round Valley defense.
Boy, number 42, Jeffrey Cochran, knifes in there. Let's see if we can get another look. Number 8 also in on that tackle for Round Valley. That's Lane Hill. What a stop.
That's a turnover of downs. And we'll take another quick 30-second break. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a 2-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
Things are getting heated, Mr. Slade, here at Round Valley Dome. Right there on this last play, you're going to see
look at the
defense. It's not a fumble. He's down.
It's really close.
I think the turf caused it, but the Show Low Cougars coaches came out on the field, and that's a 15-yarder. So now Round Valley has a first down from their 38. That was a gain of 5, by the way, with I believe that was Jackson Crick.
Yep.
So Round Valley better hurry up. They're getting Vince trying to call a play. He's going to give it to Brody. Brody's going to dance his way through and get some positive yardage all the way out to the 42. So that's a gain of 4 for Round Valley.
So this is exactly what we would call the 4-minute drill. You know, the 2-minute drill, you've got to score in 2 minutes. They don't need to score. They need to run the 4-minute drill, meaning they just got to eat up the clock and get a couple of first downs, get the ball down there, and win the ball game.
And I'm not quite sure how many timeouts Show Low has. Is it 2? Yeah, it looks like 2.
Have 2.
So they're going to have to start using them, think about how to use them. It's 2nd and 6. Round Valley Finch calling out the signals. Gets the snap, gives it to Brody. He's got a little room to the outside. Brody Crick turns the corner, down the sideline, finally knocked out by Jet Walker. That's a first down. That was from the 42. I'm trying to see where they knocked him out of bounds.
Where they took him out. What about the 25?
Looks like it's going to be the 26-yard line. So that's a 32-yard run by Brody Crick. How exciting has he been? A punt return, and then the first play he changed direction, came to the outside, and right there again, getting to the outside on the left side of the Round Valley line to get a big gain of 32 yards, take it all the way down to the Show Low 26.
So I had an opportunity when I showed up. I went down onto the field, got a little bit of intel from the offensive line coach of Round Valley, Robert Hawes. He and I go way back. I coached his younger brother Lee when I was here at Round Valley. I said, Robert, I said, you know, you can trust me, but I said, give me your bread and butter. What do you guys do? And he talked about that down G, where you get those linemen kicking out the end, another lineman leading up through, and then you've got Crick. Both Cricks, they scored the touchdown on the down G, and then just those big yard runs. That's their bread and butter.
Well, it's been working, and that's why it is their bread and butter.
Yep.
2:48 left in this game. Round Valley 28, Show Low 21. Here's the snap. Here's the give to Jackson Crick. He's going to go straight up the middle for no gain.
Yep. I mean, the credit to the Show Low defense on that play. The linebacker scraped over. You can see it coming. Those linebackers have their reads, their keys, and when you see those guards pulling, they know that they got to scrape, and they were able to do it on that play. Got a timeout here.
Question for you. So that was Show Low's last timeout, but they took a timeout, and I'm not sure why they took it on that first down, because Brody not only got the first down, but he got knocked out of bounds. Right? So the clock wasn't going to start. So I don't understand why they took the first, that's their second timeout.
I don't know if you wanted to just gather your defense and calm them down a little bit. Yeah, that's questionable a little bit.
Well, again, Mr. Slade, you got 2 minutes and 39 seconds to figure out who's your vote for the Sports Zone Player of the Game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. We got Finch calling out the signals. He's going to give it to Brody. Brody's going to go right up the middle, and he's going to get stuffed. Get about 2 yards for Brody. But that's okay because time is ticking now. Show Low does not have any more timeouts.
Now they really need to focus getting the play in, but then they need to let Finch know, you keep your eye on that back judge, because when he starts his count, then you know that you get in your cadence and you're going to snap it. You want to use up as much clock as you can. They're not going to snap it until you're under 2 minutes to go.
How much time do they get?
25 seconds.
Okay. So they can't quite run it out without a first down.
No. Yeah, they need to get a first down. I think they get a first down, they may seal it.
And here's the handoff to Jackson Crick. He's fighting hard, but he's only going to get 2 yards. So we're going to have 4th and 8 for Round Valley with 1:42 left here in the fourth quarter. So we figured 25 seconds, maybe take it all the way down, call a timeout. So that'll put it down to about 1:27.
Those linebackers for Show Low are, at least on this particular series, have done a really good job. Now, Round Valley's pretty vanilla with their play calling. We just want to do safe calls, take care of the football. But again, they're not getting much. Show Low's been able to stop them.
So they're going to run it down.
They're going to run it down. Then coach will call a timeout as soon as 5, 4. There you go. Timeout with a minute 6. So we got 1:06 left here. 4th and 7. We're going to leave it here because I want to know what your thought is. It's 4th and 7. We talked about it. I don't know how good their kicker is, but if you kick a field goal, it's 2 possessions. I know you can run a play, but if you don't get it, clock stops, automatically change of possession. What's the thought process here? From right here, what are they, about the 23-yard line?
Yes.
You're looking at a you're looking at a 40-yard field goal. I don't know that they have that in their kicker. They got to go and run their.
Looks like they're bringing the kicker out.
Well, there you go. So there you go. Tells you what. Of course, and I don't know the personnel.
No, you don't know the kicker, but I like the call because I think either way.
It's going to take some time off the clock. Yeah, it's going to take some time.
And if you didn't get the first down, they're going to get the ball over.
Right there.
You're down by 7. If he makes it, it's game over.
Yep.
Here's the snap. Low snap. Kick is up.
It's not.
And it's not going to make
enough. It was on line, but just not enough leg.
But that's not on the kicker. That was not a great snap.
The snap was a little low, and the holder
was
had
a little low
hard
in the
time
hold, and he had to rush it. So here we go. Set the table for you. Round Valley 28, Show Low 21. 1:01 left in the fourth quarter. Show Low down by 7. They're going to get the ball. And this isn't bad because it's at the 20.
It's at the 20.
So actually you gain 3 yards if you're Round Valley with a miss. So Show Low's going to have to go 80 yards in 1:01 to tie this game. Here we go, folks. This is what region football up in the White Mountains is all about. Perkins in the backfield, Lamson behind him. He's got double set receivers on his left, one on the right. Looks like he may be changing the play. Here's the snap. Here's Perkins. He's getting pressure. He's going to run the ball. And he fumbles. Does he fumble or is he down? He's down.
I think
better hurry up and
down.
Better hurry up and get into a.
And he got tackled awkward, like his leg got caught up behind him. He's limping a little bit.
Yep, they got to get back. Number 9's got to get back, and he's set. Here's the snap, and they're going to spike it.
So that's third down.
40 seconds.
40 seconds on the clock.
40 seconds.
They've got third and 8. Okay.
That was a gain of 2 on that scramble by Perkins.
And 8.
And this is one of those things where, again, in practice you may not practice it enough. That's where, hey, you're in trouble, just throw the ball away. Stop the clock. Do not get tackled.
Right, can't take a sack.
So here we go, Perkins. Back to pass. Pressure. Rolling to his right. Telling someone to go deep. He's got a pass. Is it picked off? Was he inbounds? No.
He made a jump on that, so that's number 24.
That was Kamari Earhart.
Yeah, Kamari Earhart jumped the route, picked it, but didn't come down inbounds.
It's good to see him back out. We saw that he was injured earlier. Well, the receiver went out of bounds.
He stepped out too. Number 4 did, yeah. So here we go.
Here we go.
Here's
Fourth
the ball
down.
game, 4th and 8.
33 seconds.
Let's go.
And just with a 3-man rush, Round Valley's done a great job of putting pressure on Perkins. Perkins gets a snap, looks back. He's going to go up top deep. Nobody there but Round Valley. They're going to get the ball. They are intercepting that pass. Is that J.J. Logan?
And the victory.
Or is
That's
that
number 2.
4?
That looks like it's number 2. Is that Brenton Walker? I couldn't tell who got the pick. Well, maybe we can see
There was like
it
2
here on the-
defenders back there.
Yeah, they were both back there. We'll find out here in a second. So they're going to take a knee, get into that victory formation, and
J.J. Logan.
It was Logan.
Mr.
Well, I'll
Hands
tell you.
himself.
So it's coming down for me. It was coming down to 2 guys as far as the player of the game, J.J. Logan or Brody Crick. Boy, that's a tough call.
Well, you get a vote. You get a vote.
I get a vote.
We'll get Rochelle gets a vote. Sean gets a vote. Derek gets a vote. Hey, everybody gets a vote. Floyd's not here. We're going to vote. Noah, you want to vote? You get a vote. So that's it. Round Valley takes the knee. Round Valley's going to win this game 28-21 despite 5 turnovers.
5 turnovers.
They are able to come
Good
away
job,
with
Coach.
a victory here tonight at the Dome over the Show Low Cougars. 28-21. What an exciting ball game. That's what you expect from these 2 teams and from the Mountain region. So this is the end of the game. It is Round Valley 28, Show Low 21. You're listening to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your best of the White Mountains 2025 Best Propane Company, Owens Energy. In fact, it's their 5th consecutive win in a row. Owens has been proudly serving our community for more than 25 years, supporting local organizations, providing dependable service, and now an official partner of the Sports Zone's Friday Night Football Show. It's all about propane at Owens Energy, a local family-owned business with friendly, reliable service right here in Arizona's White Mountains. Owens Energy, your White Mountains propane provider.
Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful. Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
Hatch Toyota will pay the top dollar for your trade, whether you buy a vehicle from us or not. Get a free appraisal. Get a free Carfax report. Get a check. And we'll pay you up to 120% above Kelley Blue Book value. Hatch Toyota is buying quality late model vehicles. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Get an appraisal. Get a check. We want your vehicle and are willing to pay for it. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and hatchtoyota.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your best of the White Mountains 2025 Best Propane Company, Owens Energy. In fact, it's their 5th consecutive win in a row. Owens has been proudly serving our community for more than 25 years, supporting local organizations, providing dependable service, and now an official partner of the Sports Zone's Friday Night Football Show. It's all about propane at Owens Energy, a local family-owned business with friendly, reliable service right here in Arizona's White Mountains. Owens Energy, your White Mountains propane provider.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
In years past, when you needed expert medical care, you may have overlooked one credible local healthcare provider. White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic is your destination for specialized care, orthopedics, podiatry, behavioral health, and advanced interventional pain management. And it's all closer than you think. Located in Springerville, White Mountain Regional Medical Center is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a 2-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
Imagine watching your favorite team without a comfy couch to leap from when your team scores that winning touchdown, or a table for all of your favorite game time snacks, or even a media center to display your TV. Unthinkable. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, brings only the best to make your game time experience a winner. The Furniture Gallery will help make your house into a home, and they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. This is Byron Brown, B Square, alongside Tim Slade. And what a big victory here tonight, Tim, by the Round Valley Elks over a rival in the region, that is the Show Low Cougars, handing the Show Low Cougars their first region loss. That will be put Show Low to 2-1, 5-2 overall. Round Valley will go to 2-1 in region, 6-1 overall. I don't think that Show Low's going to drop that much in the rankings. They were number 8. They may go to number 9 or 10, because when you play a team like Round Valley, who's ranked number 3,
or 3, yeah,
you're not going to lose much by losing to that type of team. But here tonight, Tim, what a game. It was back and forth, high voltage game. Just to recap, the second half, and the second half is we come out halftime 14-14. Round Valley gets the opening kickoff. First play, -4 yards. Next play, 66 yards from Finch to Cochran. Right down the middle, Finch throws up a beautiful ball right to Cochran. In stride, Cochran gets away from Jet Walker on that play. And Round Valley, boom, is up 21-14 in 2 plays. Next series, kickoff. Show Low has the ball. What happens to them? First play, guess what? -4 yards. What are they going to do? Well, they go up top. Perkins to Rosema for a 48-yard touchdown pass. And Show Low ties it up in 2 plays, just like Round Valley. It was deja vu for both sides, and we're tied 21-21 in 2 minutes.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes come off the clock in the third quarter, and we had 2 scores. And so
after that, back and forth, and then what broke it open, what put Round Valley ahead was a punt. Brody Crick gets the punt, rolls to his right, cuts back to the left, gets the sideline, takes it all the way down to the 24-yard line. And then in a few plays, Round Valley is down at the 7. What do they do? And I'm going to have you describe, I'll tell it the touchdown, but you describe the play. Is they give it to Jackson Crick, who goes to the left side, gets the corner of the end zone. But as you said, you had some inside information on that play.
Well, yeah, so I had a chance to talk with Robert Haas before the game, and so, just kind of what their bread and butter is. It's called so many different things, down G, a G block, the guard, he's going to kick out. And so what happened on this particular play, the defensive end kind of pinched a little bit, so you can't kick out. And so what we do is we call it a log block. He just turns and walls him off. And then here comes the backside guard. He's not going to lead up through the hole because there's a log block, and he just leads Crick right to the end zone. Just very well executed. That's their bread and butter. There's a reason for that. And Crick runs in from, what was he, about 7 yards out?
Yep.
And just a great play. Great execution by the Round Valley offense. Made some really big plays. Boy, we just got to talk about the turnovers, though. If Round Valley's going to make a serious run at this 3A title, they have got to take care of the ball. It's very rare that you're going to have a team turn the ball over 5 times and still come out on top.
Very, very rare. The odds aren't with you in winning a game where you give the ball over 5 turnovers. Not only that, but we also saw some near turnovers on some bad snaps. But I believe, are we ready? We are ready. We have, okay, I'm looking down there. Okay, we have JJ, right? JJ Logan. JJ, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can hear us. Perfect. JJ Logan, who is the Sports Zone Player of the Game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Congratulations, JJ, and not only on the Player of the Game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, but on the big victory here tonight against your rival, the Show Low Cougars.
Thank you, sir.
JJ, you were able to score the touchdown, the first touchdown for the Round Valley to tie the game up after Show Low had just gotten that explosive kickoff return. JJ, what was going through your mind on that? Because it was a scramble. I'm gonna describe it for you. I'm sure you probably remember, but you're trying to just get open. But Finch rolls to his right, and the defender, I think it was Jet Walker, was defending you. His eyes kind of went to Finch because he thought Finch was going to maybe run, and then you take it from there. What was your responsibility right on that play?
Well, I was running it out, and then I got close to the sideline, and I just decided to go up and look, and the ball's coming to me, so I just caught it, and that was that.
One of the things that I noticed, JJ, and this is Coach Slade. You can tell your dad, Coach Slade, because I coached your dad when I was here at Round Valley. But one of the things I commented on the radio was, just tell us a little bit about kind of your relationship with your quarterback. You guys seem to be in sync. There's a couple of times where he's scrambling and you kind of just, I don't know if you look at each other or, you're directing, but there was one, on the other sideline over there. He's scrambling and you get behind the defender and he throws it and you catch it. I mean, just tell us about the relationship that you have with your quarterback.
Me and Cage are really good friends. We've always been best friends since we were little. We've always played football together. And ever since my freshman year, we've always had that connection, like that wide receiver quarterback connection, and we just get better and better every day.
That's huge. That's a neat thing to have. So you guys are just kind of have that look. You just kind of know he can trust you. I think that's the thing where a quarterback has that trust in his receiver. If I'm scrambling, I know that JJ's going to try to get open, and it worked a couple of times tonight.
Yes, sir.
I think you had, let me look real quick. You had, looks like 8 catches for 103 yards and a touchdown. So that's a good night for you. Well done.
Thank you.
Not only did he have the touchdown, but defensively he also had basically the interception that sealed the game for Round Valley. JJ, what does this victory mean for the team moving forward? Now we have a logjam, right? We have you, Blue Ridge, and Show Low all 2-1. Blue Ridge still has to play Show Low. But Blue Ridge holds the tiebreaker against you guys. So what does this victory mean for the team moving forward?
It's a lot. I mean, it just shows how good we can be. Like, we can always improve. We can always do better. There's been a lot of mistakes tonight, but we know that if we clean up those mistakes, we can be a great football team.
You guys are ranked 3rd in state. I'm not sure if you knew that or not, but the power rankings have you at number 3. Most likely you're going to stay at number 3. I don't know what the top 2 teams did, but if they won, you're going to stay at number 3. What would it mean for you guys to be in the top 4 and to be able to have home field advantage here at the Dome for the first 2 playoff games?
It means a lot. I mean, it's great because last year we didn't get that, and it kind of sucked having to go all the way to River Valley. But this year we get to stay home, we get to have home field advantage, and we get to do our best thing at home.
Yeah, I'd love for those teams from the Valley to come up here, play in the altitude a little bit. Now, you guys play in the Dome. The true home field advantage sometimes for the mountain teams is when you get somebody coming up from Phoenix or River Valley playing an outside game in November when it's really cold. But they still have to come up and play in the altitude, and they still have to travel. So you guys have put yourself in a position. Very well done.
Yes, sir.
Well, again, congratulations, JJ. Great performance here. Great team effort by Round Valley. Great job once again. Over 103 yards receiving, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Congratulations, JJ, on being the Sports Zone Player of the Game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good luck.
Tim, we were able to talk to JJ. You kind of heard a little bit like what it meant right there. I was glad to hear the honesty right there, is that how it sucked.
Yeah.
To travel to River Valley on the road last year, but to be able to have that home field advantage. And as you said, it's not just, yes, it's a dome. The teams have to travel a long way. It's altitude. But the other thing is the home crowd. I mean, Round Valley does a great job of getting the fans. They come and they will be loud, and they can, if they're really into it, and when it comes to the playoffs, they will be.
They will be.
They can cause turnovers, maybe not necessarily turnovers by turning the ball over, but turnovers by penalties, delay of games, not getting the right call from the other team. That's what would be an advantage also here at the Dome for the Round Valley Elks.
Yeah, and so that's what it's all about. You're playing for that, playing for a good run, playing to play at home. And, Round Valley took a big step towards that tonight. Big victory.
Okay, and I think we have our next player who had another big game for Round Valley, and that's Jeffrey Cochran. Jeffrey, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. And is it Jeffrey or Jeff?
I usually just go by whichever one's easier.
Perfect. Hey, great game tonight. How about talk to us about that play in the second half? It's the second play. Your first play goes for negative yardage, -4. But go through the play call, and if you can't give out the exact play call, that's fine. But, I mean, what was seen by the coaches on that play call that says, hey, Cochran, you go down the middle of the field, and we're going to get it to you, and you not only catch it in stride, but you elude one of the best tacklers in the White Mountains, and that's Jet Walker for the touchdown.
Yeah, well, honestly, the play wasn't even for me. We were trying to run a bench route on the outside, and I think the safety just happened to overlook, and I got by him, and I didn't even realize I eluded a tackle, I guess, but I just caught it in stride and went to the touchdown.
Yeah, Jet Walker.
He was right there. Yeah, he was right on you. Or maybe you were open, obviously, when you caught it, but, yeah, you were able to shake him off just a little bit.
Now,
66 yards, is that your longest reception?
I think that's probably my second longest.
Probably your second longest? Nice.
Now, I have a question. Were you breathing hard at the end of it?
I was. Definitely. I think I came over on the sideline and just drenched my face in water.
Well, not only did you have the big reception, 66-yard touchdown reception that kind of gave – you guys talk to me a little bit about halftime, because you had the big play. You had that 99.5-yard drive to end the second quarter, and it was a great play by Walker to get that touchdown because he caught it just short and then was able to turn and reach the ball in. So you kind of had a little momentum, and then all of a sudden, here we go, and you break off that 66-yarder. Tell me about, hey, what was the feeling going in the locker room and coming out and then after hitting that play?
We had a lot of positive stuff to look at and a lot of negative too, and we knew that we were going to have to be really tough in the second half. Show Low's a really good team, and, I thought we got some really good positive feedback after I scored that, and we were just ready to roll after that.
Yeah, you guys had shown even in the first half, that your offense is, had put up those points, whereas in Show Low's situation, they had the special teams touchdown in the first half, and then they had the pick six, and so offensively you guys were able to move the ball, but it's still a tie ball game, and so despite all of that, you guys. And my thought was coming out in the second half, you guys had the momentum from that drive, and then bam, come down there and score again. Just an outstanding job.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun one.
Yeah. So what does this mean for you? You guys got a big victory, and looking forward, what are your thoughts?
I think it shows that Round Valley's a great team, and we can really go far if we put it all together. I've got a lot of confidence in us, and we got something special going here.
Good.
Got another question for you, Cochran. Talk about the defense a little bit, because you guys did a great job, as Mr. Slade was saying, that in that first half, Show Low didn't score offensively. It had to come off of special teams and a pick six. But what really impressed me defensively is that between you and I know Walker made a few, you guys were really good at open field tackling. There's a lot of times where if you don't make that tackle, it's a big play. But you guys were able to come out and break it down and then make that stop. Talk about that.
Yeah, we do practice that a lot. Every two, I think we have 2 defense practices a week, and that we do a lot of that. And so we do a lot of practice on that. We're not the biggest guys, so we got to be able to ankle tackle and make sure they don't get past us.
Excellent.
Well, Jeffrey, we appreciate the time, And again, congratulations on the big victory here tonight over the Show Low Cougars, in which you were victorious 28-21. Thank you for your time, Jeffrey.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Tim, what a big game. What an exciting game it was here tonight between these two teams. Nothing that you would expect, short of expecting a great game here tonight. Came down basically to the final series. You know, Show Low had one last opportunity to try to go down the field and tie it up. But, two top 8 teams here tonight. But Round Valley, despite 5 turnovers, able to come out victorious 28-21. If you want to sum up here tonight.
Well, I think before we continue on with what Round Valley was able to do, hats off to the Cougars going in at halftime. Okay, that's what we were talking about. Hey, our offense is struggling just a little bit, and so we got to figure something out. And they were able to do that. They moved the ball, had the touchdown pass to tie it up again. So that's good. They've got a little bit to build on. I know it's a heartbreaker to win the turnover battle, but not win the ball game. But they're not going to quit. They've got a big game. I don't know if that's next week or if it's the last game to face the Yellow Jackets. But they're poised. They're poised to make the playoffs, and so they just need to learn from this. Round Valley just an outstanding job offensively, defensively to keep the Cougars out of the end zone the first half. They've just got to clean up and work on taking care of the football.
Tim, thank you very much for tonight. Thank you for the great analysis. Thank you for being able to converse with Marcus Bell and kind of do a little reminiscing. I want to mention that again, that we had the Marcus Bell introduction into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame that was provided by Perkins
Cinders. Excellent sponsor.
And it was great to have Marcus Bell up here. I thank you for the reminiscing that the two of you had, and I thank you for calling a great game, being my color guy, and I want to thank Derek Simmons, great video, Sean, Noah,
the whole crew here did a
Rochelle
great job.
Austin, and myself, Byron Brown, B Square. We wish everyone from the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota God's peace and God's love and safe travel.
Thank you, everybody.